back to Bethesda. I'm Carson Cass, joined by Zach Lewis on my right. Gaithersburg coming to take on Bethesda in the 5th annual Clarence Pint Israel Juneteenth Classic. Looking forward to a very good night. We've got a lot of surprises in store, a lot of very fun history to get through, but this Big Train team 6-6 is also the game of the week, Zach, against the 7-6 Gaithersburg squad. How are you?
Doing great, and what an exciting night at the ballpark for the game of the week here. Lots of great events happening. We had 18 honorary first pitches tonight, so we had a full inning of first pitches here at the ballpark. But the ballpark is buzzing and ready for the main event, which is an exciting game tonight. What are you expecting from these two teams?
Well, the first thing I want to say is we had forecasted rain today, and I think it just had to go away because it's such a fantastic night we've got. We've got fireworks going off later, maybe during the game, probably during the game, but so much to go through, so much history that we get to talk about tonight, and obviously this game is very important. It's got some serious implications on the defensive side. Well, let's see what the Big Train can do to try and find this game, because the winner of this one, they're going to have to basically, they get full possession of the second place in the North, trying to chase only at the top.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really going to be an essential game for the standings in the Cal Ripken League. If we take a look at our Big Train defense tonight, starting out with Logan Panett in left field, Hack is in center field. Ritnar is in the lineup tonight in the bottom and playing right field. Carpenter at third base. Shortstop is Johnson. Danny Machado is moving over to second base, and Gonzalez back at first. On the mound, Jake Nobles. His battery mate is TJ Gramesty in the catcher spot, and DHing tonight is the hottest bat in the lineup, Zachary Malvazio.
Yeah, I'd have to guess DHing, likely for the fact that he might pitch later on. Obviously, he's gone some innings in relief. Nothing as good as how his hitting has been, at least. But for this other side of Gaithersburg, we'll see them try and take some bats to this lineup. Cole McKenna, the league leader in hit by pitch, will lead things off. Lee Turnipseed will trail him. Aiden Phillips at first. The two-way Jacksonville Dolphin will be trailed by Ryan Strenad in that cleanup spot. Drew Cobb in right field with Freddie Diaz behind him wearing 18 and playing third tonight. Brendan Ruiz-Weiss out of Yale, the center fielder, will be behind him. Marcus Martin, the DH, trailing, and Levi Livingston in the left field. We'll be right back just a moment as we will return post-National Anthem and Black National Anthem. Welcome back to Bethesda for the 5th annual Clarence Pint Israel Juneteenth Classic. Jake Nobles takes the mound, the man out of Villa Park, California, 6'4". He's out of St. Mary's Catholic.
Yeah, happy to have some of our St. Mary's guys back here. A good stint in the NCAA regionals there. At St. Mary's, played in 18 games there, started 4 of them, so does have experience starting 34 innings, .2 innings pitched there with 37 strikeouts in those innings. So we really are enjoying having a pitcher back who has really good experience on a high college level.
They obviously got eliminated in the regionals, but took some time as both of our guys from that area are from California. He's from Villa Park. Jake Nobles will face a lineup consisting for these Gaithersburg squad, a lineup of these Big Train, led off by Cal Johnson, tailed by Daniel Machado. Zachary Malvazio will bat in the DH spot. Emilio Gonzalez will bat 4th, and tailing then will be Logan Panett. I realized I went through their lineup in the pregame show as well, so we don't need to do that at all. That's also our lineup.
That is our lineup. We will see that in the bottom of the first. Here we have the Gaithersburg Giants up to bat soon as Nobles is warming up right now on the mound. Carson, we had a tough outing last night. We'll revisit some of the stats later.
Oh, I've got some stats.
But my question for you is, aside from the obvious bullpen pitching issue that the Big Train have had so far this season, what else stands out from that game to you?
What stands out to me is how good that the start of the game was on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Not an error made, not a run given until that 4th inning, once we saw the likes of the Big Train starter leave the game, Dolby. It just was completely different. Suddenly the shift changed. There was no more base running, and the walks kind of stopped. Big Train gave up a lot of walks last night, and need to make sure they don't do that to a Gaithersburg squad who does plenty of that. A very good team on the base paths. They're very good at getting on, and it'll be led off by Cole McKenna, a West Deptford, New Jersey native. He has got himself a OBP just 8 ticks, under 500, slug at 500. He's been just mashing. One of the top of these lineups that's just done the same thing for these Giants, who are very hot right now. Have lost 2 in a row, but started the season off 3-0, then got all the way back to 6-3, and then kind of have trailed off, now 7-6.
Yeah, this Giants team has spent a lot of time in the top of the standings for this division.
They sit second now behind Olney, who sits 9-5. Olney kind of taking everybody they've seen to the woodshed. 9-5, 3-game win streak. Suddenly have got things going. We fell to them a few nights ago. Last time we were at Shirley Povich Field, actually. Saw some ejections in that game. Kyle Hopper not available out of the bullpen due to it, because his outing was over. He got suspended 2 games as per league rules. 1-1 from Nobles to McKenna. And McKenna hits this one in the air left field. Tailing foul and is collected by Panett, who gets run over by the shortstop Johnson. Catch is made. He stings onto it through contact, and that's Carpenter, who's able to hang on to it as Panett is in left field, who is coming in. Goodness gracious. That is a hard hit he just took.
Really glad that both players there for the Big Train are all right, apologizing to each other after that play as he completely takes out his legs from underneath him there. Painful start to the game, but a good first out for the Big Train.
We'll bring up Lee Turnipseed, who's another one of these leadoff hitters who's been trusted with the keys at the top of this lineup. Ground ball right side. Hit over to Machado, who's making his first start today at second, and he's going to get the play at first. So 2 up, 2 down pretty quickly. Good start for Nobles, who just picked up his uniform today.
Incredible. And a different uniform tonight that you're wearing, noting the white Eagles uniform that the Big Train are wearing today.
Honoring the Scotland Eagles. Honoring the continued legacy of Montgomery County's Black Sandlots here on Juneteenth. That one inside. They're very pretty jerseys.
Just so classic baseball. You just really feel like you're transported back.
1-0 now to the batter Phillips as he lays off one. called a strike. Good pitch on the low portion of the zone. Phillips out of Lake City, Florida. Actually has not pitched this season, but was fantastic on the mound for the Jacksonville Dolphins last year. Teammate of Kyle Hopper, our reliever at the Jacksonville bullpen. Two 2-1 now from Nobles, as that one is in there for strike two. He's definitely having himself a much cooler day than you would expect if he was back in California, getting up to 100 degrees out in SoCal, where St. Mary's College of California is. A bit more SoCal, still really hot where they are. 2-2. And fouled off. Phillips keeps himself alive. He has been a bane of these big train in their 2 games. He's had himself a couple pair of RBIs and just generally a difficult player to get out. 405 average on the season, 541 and 524 slug. He's belted 5 doubles. Tied for second, 2-2. This one fouled off again, and they will do the dance on the 5th pitch now.
Well, we're here a little earlier tonight at 6 p.m. first pitch here, and the sun is shining, beating down on Shirley Povich, but not too warm, only 77 degrees out, so a cooler summer night here.
2-2, and this one hit high in the air, foul. Trying to start things off after his first 2 teammates go down for the first and second outs. Turnip Seed and McKenna, the 2 to lead things off. Stranad on deck, his catcher. Batting cleanup tonight, 2-2 now. Ground ball right side. It's a high chopper. Machado gets it on the second bounce. Over to first, and that will end the top frame here in the first. We'll come right back in the bottom as the big train look to try and score before the Gaithersburg Giants do, something that they have done plenty this season, something that has not resulted in a win all the time for them. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network on the Clarence Pint Israel 5th Annual Juneteenth Classic here at Shirley Povich Field. Zach, run me through the Big Train lineup as they come.
Well, leading off, we have Cal Johnson, who has gotten himself into a little bit more batting recently. Had a couple hits in the last 2 games. Daniel Machado follows him. Zachary Malvazio, the huge home run bat in the 3rd spot, and Emilio Gonzalez, the RBI monster, following him. Logan Panette, TJ Gramesty after that. Will Hack, Cape C. Carpenter, and Aaron Rittenauer holding off the bottom of the lineup, finding himself in the starting lineup for, I believe, the first time starting this season.
First start for Rittenauer, as you mentioned. He'll have to go up and face the likes of Bryce Sheehan, the 6'2", 155 sophomore righty out of only Maryland, playing college ball at Shepherd University last year. Cal Johnson will come up against the righty. He's gone 2 outings this year, 3.1 innings pitched, no ERA. No earned runs on the tally. ERA sitting at 0 with a 1.2 whip. Hitters are hitting just .091 against him as Johnson saws this one off foul.
It's a little bit of a different look to this Big Train team, both defensively and in the lineup a little bit. Obviously, 2 tough losses in the last 2 games, so Coach Sal probably want to shake things up a little bit and just give it a little bit something new to look at, give players a different feel to get out of a rut.
Johnson will watch the 0-1 miss outside. Mentioned Sheehan not giving up a run tonight. If Big Train could score on him, it'd be the 3rd pitcher in as many home games that they have given their first earned run up to. 2-1 as that one misses a little bit low to Johnson. Johnson, a lot of walks this season. His tally at 11, and second on this team. 2-1. That one in there. Good fastball from the righty. Johnson being tailed by Machado. Don't see Machado too far up this order often. 2-2 is fouled backwards, and Johnson will stay alive with that swing.
Yeah, and you mentioned Machado in the second spot. We have not seen him there very often, and Malvazio earning himself all the way up to the 3rd spot there. So looks like their Big Train are trying to get a lot of hitting in the early places in this lineup.
Sheehan to Johnson, and he'll watch high. Johnson second in triples in the league with 2. That's tying another marker, as he's also done very well as of late. Contributed in the 10-0 DC Grays win as Johnson hits this one into center field. Under it is the likes of Ruiz Weiss, the Yale ball player, and he'll get that one for the first out of the inning, and we'll go through their defense very quickly here. Livingston, Ruiz Weiss, who just made that catch, and Cobb will make up the outfield. McKenna, Turnip Seed make up the middle infield with Diaz and Phillips at the corners. Making up the battery with the likes of Sheehan on the mound will be Ryan Strenat as well, and they'll have to face Daniel Machado in this first, who has been quite the hot bat. 2 games in a row now, or three games in a row now, where he's earned an RBI double. At least an RBI, RBI hit. Had a RBI single last night in Waldorf against the Southern Maryland Senators. That was a difficult game. Sheehan the 1-0, and Machado hits this one pop foul, Fife in the left field, getting extended by the wind. It makes its way to left fielder Livingston, and that will be the second out. As Zach, that last game was really a moniker of what we'll see later. We'll talk more about it later, but one thing I want to mention is this lineup on the other side was definitely juiced in that first inning with the likes of Zachary Malvazio, who's wearing 44 tonight.
Well, I mean, you take a look at that game and you think after going up 9-0 that the game is pretty much over. See a first pitch there to Malvazio, the hot bat outside for ball 1. But you just really take a look at it and you think this game is over. There's no way back into this game. But in these summer league games, I mean, you get maybe a little complacent. You get tired out with your starting pitcher, and relievers come in and aren't able to get the outs like the starter was, and all of a sudden you have a really different ball game, and you give up 12 runs in an inning.
I mean, it's a difficult one to go through. As Malvazio on the 0-2 will watch one low. He's entering tonight, obviously, with that 3-game homer streak in as many nights that he started. 2 against DC, 1 against Olney, and now 1 against Southern Maryland. Saw Bud Coombs in that game. He nearly went deep twice as the 1-2 was fouled back towards the Miller and Long grandstand.
Something interesting as we mentioned big hitting games is that these 2 games in regular season that the Big Train have played against the Giants have been rather low scoring. Probably the most pitching duel games we've seen this season have been against the Giants.
1-2, and this one down the line, left field foul. Malvazio keeping himself alive, is a very aggressive hitter. This season he's not yet earned a walk to first base on the free pass, hit by a pitch or walk. All 23 plate appearances have been listed as at-bats, which means the ball went into play or he struck out. 1-2. Sheehan trying to put away the power bat. This one a half swing foul.
Well, I think one thing you can say is that if you can predict what Malvazio is going to do when he's at the bat, it's he's going to swing.
Yeah, that's he's definitely not going to wait for his pitch. He's going to make sure. He's the kind of guy where every pitch is his pitch. 1-2. Malvazio, line drive and foul. Ricochets off the bullpen.
Big Train stretching into some longer at bats here. Quite a few pitches at 1-2 here for Malvazio.
Malvazio watches one on the inside. Good look from him. That was a very close pitch. Kind of almost half swung at it, but pull his bat back. 37 regularly, wearing 44 tonight. Here comes the 2-2. Malvazio hits this one directly at the ground, and the at-bat staying alive. They just cannot put him away. Two now, Sheehan. First inning. Could go 3 up, 3 down, but pitch a lot more than I think you'd expect in that. Twos. Malvazio saws this one off right side, foul territory, and the first baseman Phillips is there. Good play by him to end what was a very long at-bat. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network in the top of the second. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. It's the top of the second here in Bethesda at Shirley Povich Field within the confines of Cabin John Regional Park. Still on the mounds in his debut, mound, not the candy, is the likes of Jake Nobles, who is trying to have an honorable one tonight.
Yes, absolutely, and good first inning from him. It's good to have a seasoned starter with St. Mary's on the mound tonight.
You know, that might be the first game this season we've seen 3 up, 3 down from both sides. I would not be surprised if that was the case. A lot of base runners, a lot of traffic, as only 6 batters faced for both sides combined tonight. 1-0 into the next batter in the order for Gaithersburg, Ryan Stranad. Seton Hall catcher.
You know, if I had a game that I would guess that potentially happened in, it would have been their first matchup at the Giants field.
Who knows?
3-2 win.
The box score does. 2-0. This one low and inside on the catcher, Stranad, who's done well at drawing the walk this season. OBP is sitting at 524, but it's mainly in the fact that he's got a 375 average. 3-0 from Nobles as he's threatening to walk his first batter of the night. That one just in there on the low chip of the zone.
I mean, the mark of really good pitchers is their presence and calmness on the mound, not getting riled up, going down 3-0 and then just throwing a great strike.
3-1 is grounded over to Machado. the natural shortstop at second tonight, will make the play, and 4 straight retired for Nobles. Nobles came in and pitched 2.1 innings to a conference semifinal game against the Pacific Tigers in the tournament out in the Big West. St. Mary's had to win to qualify for regionals. Gave up 1 run and struck out 3 in a game that was eventually a 10-7 victory. Came in very early. First pitch now to the lefty, Drew Cobb.
And coming in and pitching in those high-pressure situations, I think sets you up as a player really well to perform so much more steady when it is just maybe a more run-of-the-mill regular season game, and you can treat it really importantly.
Hard line ball off of Cobb's bat is foul, just over the left side seats. For Nobles, it's going to be all about that first pitch strike. He did well to find his way back into the count against Trinad, get him to swing on a 3-1, that ended up being a ground out over a second. Here comes the 1-1 from Nobles. Cobb lines this one up the middle, a base hit to start things off for Gaithersburg.
Just found where that pitch was, took a swing at it, and making good contact, just bounces by second base. It's a good single for Drew Cobb.
Obviously, now with a base runner on, we'll see how Nobles plays from the stretch. A lot of stretch work this season. That one fouled off to the right side. Have the second here as Freddie Diaz comes to the plate. Hasn't had the season he's been hoping for. 8 strikeouts, but definitely has recuperated. Has only struck out twice in his last 6 games. Played 13 already, 0-1 now from Nobles. Diaz skies this one foul and towards the dugout, but this one will make it out of play, makes it into the stands, and pretty good play by one of our volunteers who almost fell, but it was a bit of a good recollection there. I mean, that was great stability. 0-2 count now for Diaz in the box, an 8-time strikeout victim. Man at first for Nobles, who is trying to get out of his second inning without any damage. 0-2, big wave at that one, and down goes Diaz.
Great
Good
pitch
breaking
from
pitch
Noble.
there after 2 straight fastballs.
Diaz thinks that he has his eye on that one and takes a big swing, thinks he can get good contact, and that ball does just drop quickly out of the zone, and he whiffs at nothing there as Jake Noble sits down his first batter on a strikeout.
The Potomac, Maryland native Ruiz Weiss, who drives this one into right. It's enough for a base hit. Cobb will round at second, but will ultimately stay. He's a Yale product, and smart decision on the first pitch for the Ivy Leaguer as he moves the runner over and gets himself on. So 2 hits in this inning. Brings up the designated hitter, the righty Marcus Martin. Not Mark Martin, if you're a NASCAR fan. Martin out of Olney, goes to High Point University. One of our ops interns goes there. Gavin. Shout out Gavin. Some danger on the path as he's accrued some traffic on his beltway around the bases. First pitch, swinging and foul.
Well, you mentioned beltway traffic there. Is that ball foul on the left side? Carson, you got to really experience all of what the beltway had to offer last night as we drove to Waldorf in Southern Maryland.
Yeah, not to mention on the way back, listening to the White Sox game on the radio, I just wasn't looking at my navigation. We took a wrong exit into Virginia, so really went a little longer than we needed to.
It was okay, though, because we listened to the White Sox Grand Slam.
We did listen to Benny Biceps as 0-1 is over the head of Carpenter. This one into the deep reaches of left field. Going to second as a runner comes home, Cobb. Another planner will go towards home, play at the plate, and he is safe. A double and an extra base on the throw missing. So 2 runs, things early as Marcus Martin has his second and third RBI this young season.
Well, that is a perfect spot for that ball to end up right into the back warning track on the left side. Brings in 2 runs for the Giants. Sometimes they haven't been the biggest scorers early on in games, but showing that they really do have the prowess to move around those base pads when they can. That's a nice 2 RBI hit from Marcus Martin.
First pitch now to the tailman of this lineup. It's the lefty Eli Livingston, trying to find his first RBI of the season. It's his only 3rd game for the Maryland commit. Trying to find his way into that starting lineup for the Terps, which is heavily depleted. A lot of transfers for Maryland as the 1-0 is in there from Nobles.
Well, we saw one of those players that has transferred out have quite a night last night for the Southern Maryland Senators. Bud Coombs, the center fielder.
Had 4 RBIs, nearly another grand slam as he entered that night as the 1-1 is waved on. Good fastball down low. He entered that night with 2 nights in a row with a grand slam. He was about 10 feet from marking that one in the history books as 3 straight. Instead, he left with a homer that he hit it earlier, a 3-run bomb. So he will try and continue his homer streak tonight in a game. Southern Maryland already up 8-0 on Alexandria at home. Started earlier, about an hour earlier. 1-2. This one just missing outside. Graham Misty digs it and counts now 2s.
Well, you have to say, since Coombs has joined that Southern Maryland squad, they have been a tough team to beat in this league, to say the least. Power off his bat is just incredible.
They actually have 12-0 already. 13-0, excuse me, just scored. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th for Southern Maryland, who has just been slugging ever since he's come to the team. 2-2, and he waves at that one. Down goes Livingston, and the big train allow 2 runs on 3 hits. We'll be right back as they try and reply in the bottom half of this 2nd inning. Welcome back to Bethesda, and the big train trying to avenge a night last night, which was really just not what they had hoped for in any sense of the word, Zach.
No, it really was a tough one last night in Waldorf at North Point High School against the Senators. Big Train got up 9-0 there from some really good starting pitching by Bryce Dolby. He pitched in 4 innings, had 4 strikeouts, 0 earned runs, and then he left and the game just got out of hand. The Senators scored 12 in 1 inning of play. Big Train had to bring in 3 different pitchers just to get 3 outs in that inning.
Well, only one of them got all 3 outs. It was Terry Kaler. And that one now a 2-0 count to the lefty. Emilio Gonzalez batting cleanup tonight. They went down 3 after they went up 3 in the first. 2-0 and misses inside. Nearly caught him. They'll come back in now on the 3-0. And this is a guy you give the green light. That one is outside, and a 4-pitch walk to start things off as the big train try and reply from a single, and a double that brought home 2 runs from the likes of Marcus Martin in the top half of this inning.
Well, when you have a hitter like Emilio Gonzalez at a 3-0 count, I think maybe sometimes you think better of throwing one over the zone for him because he will mash that ball if you let him.
And that pitch misses the bat. It misses the zone and the glove of the man on the battery with Stranad tonight, or Sheehan tonight. Stranad. Logan Panett, the batter. Left fielder, committed to his third school, George Mason. 1-0. That one in there has been all around the North Carolina and DMV area. He started in Charlotte in his first season at the D1 level. He redshirted there. Ended up at the D1, JUCO level D1 with Gaston College, where he mashed. Got his way to George Mason from there as the 1-1 misses high. Sheehan now suddenly very much struggling. Hitters have had a very hard time against him. But Big Train have yet to get a hit, hitting .091 against Sheehan on the mound prior to this game.
Well, 6 out of his last 7 pitches and balls. As that one does find the zone. Now the count's 2-2, so working his way back on a count against Panett.
Ready Panett. 435 OBP, 286 average, 2-2. Sits this one on the left side, collected by the third baseman Diaz. He goes to second, and not in time for the double play, but they are able to get Gonzalez the lead runner. So Panett will reach on a fielder's choice, bringing up the catcher, TJ Gramisty.
Well, Logan Panett hitting that ball in the right spot. He doesn't quite get enough power on that one to really take it through into the outfield, and so Gonzalez is out at second base, but hard base running for him prevents the double play and gets him over to first base.
First pitch now to TJ Gramisty. Leads this team in OBP at 600. And that is almost 300 points above his batting average, as it's actually over 300 points above his batting average. He has walked 14 times and also been hit by 6 pitches. He's second in the league in hit by pitch. He's also the team leader in stolen bases. So he's gotten on a lot of ways, and he has not felt good a lot of times as he's been hit by so many. We watched him in D.C. I went back and I listened to that radio broadcast. You can hear him yell after getting hit by a pitch in that 10-0 victory.
Well, notably, he did get a hit last night. I believe he had a double and then was able to reach over to third on a misplaced throw. So maybe he will start feeling his bat hitting up. You know, not really a power hitter, but can definitely find the spaces to get the ball down.
1-1 count to him. One turns into a 1-2 as he fouls it back. Runner on first, trying to deliver here. 1-2. This one fouled back again as Gramisty keeps himself alive. Got a hit last night and the night prior. Kind of ended a drought for him. He's got 7 on the season. One, 2 now count to Gramisty as he hits this one pop fly into the seats. A lot going on today for Juneteenth around the ballpark. Some museum exhibits and a lot of things to look around and learn about baseball in the Jim Crow era. As the 1-2, prior is a pickoff attempt back to first. Panett is not caught, and 1 out. Gramisty will have pretty good odds. Have the runner going as he does. Panett dives into second, and he's in there. Fifth in the year for Panett as he's got a great jump on that thing.
Yeah, he did. I mean, the Giants defense was aware that he was trying to get over there, and he just didn't really care and ran hard and nice Superman dive over 2 seconds. Get there safe.
2-2. Runner at second now after the steal, and it misses inside. A full count to the patient Gramisty, who, is using certainly his 5'9" frame to his advantage.
Well, one thing that's fun about Big Train wearing a white jersey tonight is you can really see the effort apparent on people's jersey as he is now covered in the dust.
Gramisty slugs the 3-2 into the outfield. Center fielder Reese Weiss under it, and he'll get there. He's got one heck of an arm as he throws it, so no advance for Panett. Gramisty goes down on a flyout, and 2 outs for Will Hack, who has honestly been one of the best hitters on this team as of late.
Yeah, it kind of started his good hitting over at the Thunderbolts about a week and a half ago, hitting a Little League grand slam off the top of the fence that allowed him to score eventually on an error, and so he gets 3 RBI from that. Not the full grand slam, but a good piece of hitting.
First pitch to Hack is watched strike, and he's got 12 RBIs. He's second on the team, which is interesting because overall his stats in the hitting department not as extravagant. He's in a sub 700 OPS.
I think
very good with runners in scoring position.
I think Hack has consistently, been the guy when he has people in runners scoring position. Is that one is hit deep.
Deep in the left off the wall. Livingston has to get it on the carom, and a double for the likes of Hack. He continues what has been a phenomenal season with runners in scoring position. He is now there as he brings home the likes of Logan Panett.
Well, I was about to say before he hits one all the way into the warning track area is he's been the guy that when there is runners in scoring position or he needs to get contact for a sacrifice, that one obviously earning a run without the sacrifice and keeping this inning alive, but he's been the guy who comes in and makes just enough contact to get a runner home, and sometimes that's just as or more important than hitting the big home runs.
First pitch swinging for Casey Carpenter. It'll go foul into the seats, the third baseman out of UNC Wilmington. Definitely found his way on more recently via the hit, but boy, he has walked one heck of a time. I mean, the guy has got nearly an 800 OPS with a 182 average, 457 OBP. He's walked 12 times. 3 of his 4 hits, doubles. 0-1, and the runner Hack goes over to third. Strenad makes the throw. It's too high, and he's safe. Second stolen base in the inning is Hack's.
Well done by Hack to get over third, but he was a little bit in danger of that throw down over to third because seen pretty early, but the throw just far too high in order to make a tag down, and the slide into third has another runner in good scoring position.
Fly ball off the bat of Carpenter. It's in the left field range and collected by Livingston as he calls off McKenna in front of him. Big Train are able to find themselves 1 run on 1 hit. Will Hack drives in the likes of Logan Panett on the Big Train Baseball Network. They trail now 2-1. thank you very much for joining me on the Big Train Baseball Network. I've got 13-year major leaguer Milt Thompson with me as immediate single up the middle for the top of this lineup, Cole McKenna. And how are you, Milt?
I'm doing good. This is my 4th year coming down here for this event. It's been a cool time every time.
Yeah, this is my obviously first year here, as I'm one of the money interns that go through here these summers. But you're a 13-year major leaguer. I got to ask. It's a very interesting thing because we don't get a lot of major leaguers on this broadcast. For these kids out here, how important is college summer ball to getting to that goal, to that dream?
It's very important. It's the more you can get out on the field and show what you're about and what you can do, it gives you every opportunity in the world, especially now that you've gotten rid of 40 minor league teams. So it's very important that you continue to play and show yourself as much as you can.
Yeah, and you mentioned here tonight it's the first pitch was swung on, and a single for Cole McKenna. It's Lee Turnipseed now batting, the lefty second baseman for Gaithersburg. But you mentioned earlier your father. You said he was a heck of a ball player.
A lot better than me.
Tell us about it.
Well, the thing is, back in those days, they had 2 different leagues. You couldn't play in the major leagues, so they formed their own leagues. And the cool thing about it was that they played for the love of the game. My dad was a brick mason by profession, worked for the city of Rockville. And when Friday came along, we'd pack stuff up and go north and south 95. They play a doubleheader Sunday, single game on Sunday, and go back to work on Monday.
Yeah. As Lee Turnipseed still in the bat, it was Cole McKenna who was caught stealing by Gramercy. He's done a very good job this season. And for you played with your major league career, mostly with the Phillies and the Cardinals, but out of baseball, what has been your favorite memory, whether you were a kid or whether obviously you played?
Very simple. First at bat. First hit in the big leagues. First at bat. You never forget that. How nervous you are when you finally get a chance to get called up and you get up there and I had 1,000 things going through my head, but then I finally remembered, what's your routine? What do you normally do every time before you go up to the plate?
Yeah.
And I just calmed myself down and just went through my routine.
And do you remember who you got that hit off of?
Mike Scott.
Mike Scott.
I'll never forget that.
Ground ball left side. It's Turnipseed collected, double clutch as the throw is safe. Can't make the play over. It's short. Difficulty for Johnson. And this is a very fun event out here. We get this. I've never seen such a big celebration for Juneteenth in such a smaller ballpark, smaller league like this.
Oh yeah, every year Big Train does this. It's an incredible thing that Bruce does every year. He gives me a call and he goes, "Hey, can you make it?" And I said, put it on my schedule and I mark it off. I still work for the Phillies. I'm an ambassador for them, so I do a lot of stuff in the community and stuff. So I always try to pencil this day off. I need this day off.
Yeah, and you spent, I think, 7 years with the Phillies, somewhere around that range. I know you.
Yeah, for 5 years.
5 years
as a player, and then I was a coach also.
Yeah.
I was hitting coach for the 2008 World Champions.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It's nothing like a parade down Broad Street.
Oh, man, and out of that experience as a player and then a hitting coach, what is the feeling like when you play off? Because I know you played in the World Series, and I believe it was '93 against the Blue Jays.
Yes.
And then, obviously getting to coach one.
Yeah.
Which is the more proud moment there? Is watching a guy that you would
playing
say
in it as a player.
Oh, totally.
It's not even close. I love the fact that we won and I got the parade down Broad Street, but it's nothing like going out on the field and competing.
Cal Johnson unable to make the play on that one, just under his glove. So an outfield single for Aiden Phillips. The first baseman for Gaithersburg continues to mash, and 2-1 the score here. If you're just tuning in, I'm with a major leaguer, Milt Thompson. So not every day we get this in the booth, but do you have any advice for younger ball players as well?
Very simple. My dad beat 3 words into my head. Don't think, don't try. Trust yourself. Trust your ability. Just go out there and let your natural ability play the game.
Yeah.
And we get in trouble because we speed up. And as an old saying in baseball, good hitters know how to slow the game down.
Yeah. And
I was always taught that. It just was so easy for me. Like, guys going, God, this guy's throwing 95, almost 100. It doesn't look like that to me because of my years of training and being able to slow myself down.
Yeah. Who's the hardest guy to hit that you
Oh, by
ever
far,
seen?
Dennis Martinez, El Presidente.
El
Played
Presidente.
played for the Orioles. Drove me crazy.
And did you ever get a hit off him?
Yeah, I did, but not many.
Yeah. So, a lot of time in the big leagues. What is that routine like? And then, obviously, you spent a lot of time.
One thing I learned that whether home or on the road, when I left either my house or I left the hotel, I was ready to play. I was ready to play before I got to the ballpark. You know, you know, number one, you know who you're facing. You know which team you're facing and everything, and you just have to prepare yourself that way.
And when you were playing, how big did analytics play into that?
My analytics, I kept a notebook on every pitcher I faced. That's my analytics.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody to tell me, to give me the information. I just kept it myself through all those years of playing. It drives me absolutely crazy to see a guy reach in his pocket and pull out an index card to figure out where to play somebody. I can't remember how to play 9 guys.
This one lined up the middle. It's a base hit for Ryan Strenat. A runner will stop at third as it's in, but he's got himself now bases loaded. Ducks on the pond. Noble's trying to get out of a jam, and for a hitter in a bases loaded situation with 1 out, I mean, what's your approach then? I guess what's your approach right now if you're coming to the plate for Gaithersburg?
I want to use the center of the field.
All right.
It drives me crazy to see guys try to pull a ball, either the first or the third. You always got to use the center of the field. And for instance, a guy like Ryan Howard, you want the ball elevated to get the ball up in the air. But a guy like Jimmy Rollins, just work the center of the field, but because you're usually not going to double him up. You know, a guy like myself that could run, I just use the center of the field. You're not going to double me up.
Yeah. And for guys like Jimmy Rollins and coaching those guys, how much were you coaching them? Because I always wonder with the guys who are that high of level.
Well, I'll give you a prime example. The year before, Jimmy had a really good year, but he moved to New Jersey, which was outside of Philadelphia, exactly where I live,
right
too.
in the middle.
And we worked out almost like 3 times a week. And I got the pitching machine out, and I elevated fastballs up here because he had a habit of swinging at the high fastball.
Yeah.
And all I did is throw him and let him watch him, throw him and let him watch him. I said, you got to start laying off that pitch. He laid off that pitch. He was the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
just by, learning yourself, and that you like that pitch. It's eye level. It looks good, but you're not going to do a lot of damage with it.
No, I mean it's at your chin. You're not gonna control it unless you're a guy like, I don't know, Nelson Cruz is one that comes to mind, but
or Vladdy Guerrero.
Vladimir, same type of player. Yeah. Certainly something to be in. So coaching those guys. Obviously, it's then kind of more about finding what's wrong in their game and trying to get the very edges.
Well, for me, I made it simple. As a hitting coach, I had the 9 quadrants of the strike zone.
Yeah.
And I'd hand them the paper, and I say, where do you like to hit the ball? Up, in, out, away.
Yeah.
Once you give me that, I got you. You say you like the ball down and in, so why are you swinging at first pitch up and away?
Yeah.
You're telling me this is what you like to hit. Why are you swinging at those pitches?
Yeah.
And it's the thing. I always was a zone hitter. That's why I had success, because I hunted my zone. You get 3 strikes for a reason.
Yeah.
The first 2 belong to you. You gotta attack something you like on the first 2 strikes.
Yeah, and in those 2 strike counts, was the moniker to choke up that?
Oh, I spread out and choked up.
Yeah.
You have to do something. But in today's game, they don't care if you strike out.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
I mean, I'm from Chicago, so I'm a big White Sox fan. So I mean, I've been watching it go down on the South Side for a very long time this season.
They're playing good this year.
They are very good. You guys' Phillies are also.
They finally got it together. They got off to a rough start.
You had any deadline predictions?
Well, we need a pitcher because Painter, he really struggled. I mean, it's hard when you come off an injury. And he's coming off, post Tommy John, 2nd year.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Really tough. Especially when you're trying to compete at the major league level and you used to have a devastating fastball that you don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Now you got to learn how to pitch.
Yeah, I mean, you have that overwhelming fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the article in the offseason that came out about how the Red Sox got Aroldis Chapman's fastball back, wind control, by telling him he can aim it and teaching him how to do that, where all they really had to say to him was that you need to just think about where you're going to throw it and tell yourself that's where you're going to throw it, and that fixed him, and now he's a reliever that still has that overwhelming fastball, but it's even deadlier.
I'll give you a great story since you're a Chicago fan.
All right.
Greg Maddux.
All right.
Greg Maddux was in Chicago. He was grunting, throwing 93, 94, getting lit up.
Yeah.
He goes to Atlanta. He backs off 2-3 miles an hour. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Because he started hitting his location, hitting his spots.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's different now in the game. You've got guys who are able to hit those locations at that highest speeds, and guys who are in the major leagues because they can hit those locations flat out even with those low velos. Definitely a faster game than I think.
It is, but the thing is, you got a guy like Sanchez who has an unbelievable changeup.
Yes.
know? And that this sets him up.
Good second out or third out there, of the inning. Big Trainer able to stray on to 3. It's been lovely having you.
All right, take care, guys.
I really appreciate it.
All right, take care.
I'm from Syracuse. Well, I'm Carson Cass, now joined again by Zach Lewis as we're in the bottom of the third. Big Train down 3-1. If you missed that, we talked a little bit to Wilt Thompson, 13-year major league career, hitting coach for the World Series winning Phillies in 08, a longtime major leaguer, and Big Train gave up a run as did escape a bases loaded jam and left 3 runners stranded.
Well, I must admit I feel a little underqualified sitting in this seat now. I'll admit, I don't know if the viewers at home know, but I am not a major leaguer baseball player, and so I don't have quite the insights that he does. Some incredible things and cool stories from him. So glad that Mitch Thompson was able to join us on the broadcast tonight. An incredible treat for what is just an incredible event every year. As Mitch mentioned, he always makes a point to come into this game, and just a wonderful day at the ballpark here. Obviously, Big Train down 2, but still a really close game, and Noble's doing well there to navigate out with only 1 runner there when they had bases loaded.
Yeah, Aaron Rittenauer in the game. He is starting for the first time tonight. 24, his brother wearing 26 out of the pen. As Casey Carpenter flew out to left to end the last inning. As a 2-2 count now for Rittenauer's got himself 2 at-bats so far this season, one of which is a strikeout. The other he mashed a 2-run double. As the 2-2 is hit in the air, foul towards the seats. Yeah, I mean, that was a really fun talk with Thompson, and obviously a lot going on here tonight. A lot more than usual here on Juneteenth at the Clarence Pint Israel 5th Annual Juneteenth Classic. 2-2. That one misses inside, now a 3-2 count.
I think a cool thing about summer collegiate league baseball is just the opportunity to make an impact in the community. Obviously, you can tell how much a summer league game here means to all these people who get to express themselves. Rittenauer takes a big swing at that one on the full count. Struck out swinging for him there.
That'll start the bottom of the third for the Big Train. Not the way they had hoped as the lineup turns over to the top. Cal Johnson, he'll bat lefty. The righty, Sheehan, still in this thing in the 3rd inning. He's got himself a pretty good day. Only giving up 1 run as the first pitch is inside. Johnson flew out his first time up.
Yeah, that run for the big train. The RBI man, Will Hack. Obviously, Gonzalez, another RBI man on this roster, but Will Hack proving to be really effective in scoring position. That second pitch is inside on the batter, Cal Johnson. Moves the count to 2-0.
So 3-1, 2-0 count. The 3-1 game, excuse me, is that one missing inside again. Johnson drawing a lot of walks this season. Namely, he's definitely had a hot streak of walking, specifically, as he's done it a lot lately.
Not as much the last 2 games. He has been hitting the ball a lot more after he did have a long stretch of kind of just coming to the plate and walking.
3-0. Ground ball right side, and it's still fair. Fair down the line, and yes, that'll be foul, as maybe it was called foul initially. I think it bounced right in front of the plate. Thought that bounced enough forward, but
yeah, it seemed like that ball would continue to stay in fair territory as it just dribbled down the line, but maybe the initial bounce was actually out foul as the umpire letting that one come back to the plate.
3-1 count for Johnson, and he gets the ground ball right side, and nearly play made for the first base coach. Johnson, one of 2 switch hitters in this lineup. He was ahead of Brennan Wright yesterday, who took a Cal Ripken Senior League record 43rd game on base streak yesterday on his single, as that is a new league record for him. So very big congratulations to Brennan Wright. A very good player for the Big Train these 2 years. He's been on base literally every game of his Big Train career.
That really is incredible, and it's so nice to have experience in a league like this that there obviously, because it's Summer Collegiate Bowl, is so much turnaround. Having a guy on your team that just knows the league and is good in the league for a long time is just such an important piece of a team that wants to win another championship.
3-2 misses, and Johnson is administered a free pass. Base on balls to first as Daniel Machado, the slugging shortstop playing second tonight, comes to the dish.
Well, we mentioned it a lot in the loss to the Crop Dusters here at Shirley Povich, but a crucial piece of scoring for a baseball team is actually being able to walk your guys. The Big Train were not able to score too much against the Crop Dusters because they just weren't able to get enough guys on the bag, so when hits came down, there wasn't anybody to come in and score.
Bunt attempt from Machado, pops backwards. Won't be a play made on it. If you were just in the chat or in the broadcast and didn't catch the intro of the last inning, as there's a question of who it was. Milt Thompson, their longtime major leaguer for the Phillies and Cardinals, was the Phillies hitting coach in 08 for Jimmy Rollins in that World Series winning team. As the 0-1, it's a pickoff from Sheehan on the mound. These Big Train trying to deal with him today. He's been very good. He's only given up 1 hit tonight. Hitters starting the night hit .091 against Sheehan.
Are you saying people didn't think that was my voice last inning?
Machado hits this one in the air on center, and left fielder Livingston gets it. No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, probably a much more commanding and interesting voice to listen to, but
hey,
I'll be here the rest of the game, so
don't count yourself out. You're here for a reason, my friend. A lot of fun to have you on with us, with me, as they have on us. Wait, they have less on, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have plenty of baseball left tonight, and excited to be here for the Juneteenth Classic. Machado retired there on a fly out into center.
Brings up the light of Zachary Malvazio as pickoff attempt back to first, carrying a 3-game home run streak into tonight, trying to extend it here at Shirley Povich Field. Sheehan pickoff attempt. Malvazio hits this one into center field, but it's high and coming back towards the infield with the wind, and collected by the shortstop McKenna to end this inning. Big Train, no runs, no hits. They do get a walk, but isn't enough to score a run. We'll be right back in the top half of the 4th. Gaithersburg leading this thing 3-1. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Man on the mound is Nathan Wines, redshirt freshman out of Glen Burnie, Maryland. The righty will take his 5th appearance on the mound this season. Hasn't gone the way he's hoped, Zach.
No, and his ERA creeping up around 14. Not what he would want, but he did have a pretty good last outing against only in 2 innings there. Only 2 earned runs he submitted there. No walks or strikeouts in that one, so drawing a lot of contact, but it being pretty soft contact against the crop dusters.
Yeah, he did not record an out in his other last appearance, which, I mean, I marked that as the last appearance because Wines unfortunately walked 4. Didn't lose a runner as there was a caught stealing from Gramercy behind the dish. But he brought in Kaiser Smith, who promptly shut the door, slammed it, I dare say, against the DC Grays. Had 7 strikeouts in that thing, 3.2 innings pitched after Wines had left. And he has got an opportunity to find his way through a lineup that has been bruising after the Braden Ruiz-Weiss ground out. Marcus Martin, the DH, who brought 2 runs in on Jake Nobles, will come to the dish. First pitch from Wines is a ground ball hit on the left side of the infield. Johnson comes up with it. Throw to first is in time. Good dig by Gonzalez. He's out.
Well, and these ground-out plays are kind of the MO of Nathan Wines, the ECU Pirate on the mound. Doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, only 2 so far, and this being his 5th appearance. But sometimes when he's effective, he can do a good job drawing only soft contact from these batters and able to get outs and do well for the defense.
Bring up Eli Livingston. Struck out his first time up as he barrels one into right. Gets down right in front of the right fielder, Rittenauer, is then able to make a play on that thing, and a single for him on the first pitch. So 2 pitches, 2 results, 1 a single, 1 an out for Wines. He replaced Nobles, obviously. Jake Nobles' day ends at 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 0 walks and 2 strikeouts in his Big Train debut out of the college, St. Mary's College of California.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot of Nobles so far this season. Really look to be in good rhythm.
Ground ball foul from Wines, and didn't want to mention it for here today. A lot of baseball to be played, and we talked a little about earlier the last game, and now calling to the pen, he'll try and avenge a bullpen that has given up a 15.3 ERA and a 3.438 whip in the last 4 games, as it's a big wave from McKenna. That is opposed to the starters, who have had a 1.13 ERA and a 1.6 whip. So they have just not been able to hold on to the starts that they've been given. Nobles, not the best one today, as he gives up 3 through 3. So 9 ERA to start the season for him. 0-2, and says he went. That'll be a strikeout because there's a runner at first. Got him going on a fantastic breaking pitch, half swing, and just knew it wasn't hittable at all. McKenna down on strikes.
Yeah, McKenna just a little bit chasing the ball in the at-bat. Not his best stand there. Just really wanting to make a lot of contact instead of watching the pitches there. And good strikeout there from Wines, 3rd of the season.
First pitch to Lee Turnipseed, the lefty out of South Carolina. Playing his college ball at Charleston Southern, I tried to say Clemson. He's from Clemson. 0 for 2 tonight. Reached out an error in the 2nd inning, eventually scoring. 0-1 from Wines, as he's been much more in the zone. He's found a lot more contact.
Well, being from Clemson, I'm sure the Maryland muggy heat is no stranger to him. Dealing with South Carolina southern weather in the summer can be quite brutal.
1-1. Sure, it's a little cold here today for him, as it's only 80 degrees. Sun kind of starting to expire on this thing. We have a interesting note. So there will be fireworks at 9 p.m. regardless of if the game is still going on. So hopefully maybe some baseball with some fireworks in the background. As 1-1, he's cut on that. Turnipseed now down to a 1-2 count.
we have seen a lot of these Big Train games go later into the evening with lots of hitting. It usually extends the games later and later as it's harder to get outs and move past innings.
1-2. Turnip Seed takes this one right to the glove of Machado. Good outing for Wines to start. He's got himself an inning pitched and no runs given. 3-1. Gaithersburg leads the Big Train as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Welcome back to Bethesda. Emilio Gonzalez, the lineup. The leadoff, or the walk-up song, excuse me, changing for him tonight.
Yes, he came in and made a request. I can't say I know the song title off the top of my head, but
It's a
he wanted
groove.
something to spice it up. Maybe that's why he hasn't been quite the home run hitter quite yet this season, and a walk-up song will inspire him to bigger and better hits, as he has been quite good with RBIs.
Trying to get his rhythm going, to get his groove on. 0-1 to Gonzalez. He walked earlier. 4 pitches, so it's the first strike he's seen from Sheehan, who's now in his 4th inning of work. That one on the inside portion of the plate just missed, and a 1-1 count now. Seven Locks brewing in here tonight. One of 7 nights they'll be here in the stands, as that one got him. Oh. Guess it. Pretty sure I heard it hit him, but Gonzalez will stay in. Might have caught that little tail end of the elbow guard, so he stays in. And that is a man who wants to get a hit, doesn't like going the easy way to first. He's got a good count, 2-1, and time called by Sheehan.
Carson, if you are Emilio Gonzalez and you are the reigning Triple Crown winner of this Bethesda Big Train team and the Cal Ripken Senior League, you are the returning star for this entire league. You don't quite start out your season how you would want, as we see this pitch at 2-1. Outside, goes to 3-1. What do you do in order to kind of turn that around, stop your cold start, and just start playing the way you want to, the way you know you can?
For him, I think it's trying to adjust and finding his pitch. He's a good fastball hitter, and he's going to try and make sure he keeps finding them, but it's also being patient as he is there. Gonzalez, seen 9 pitches tonight. 4 of them have been balls, or 8 of them have been balls. He'll walk to first for free the second time this outing, and a leadoff walk for Bethesda. He brings up Logan Panett. Good discipline there from a man who doesn't strike out too much, but has definitely embraced walking a lot more this season. Pitch in there for strike 1 to Panett. He reached on a fielder's choice, ended up stealing a base as well, before being driven in by Will Hack in the second. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis on the Big Train Baseball Network. If you're just tuning in, it's the bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Giants. This is the Cal Ripken Senior League Game of the Week, as well as it's also the 5th annual Clarence Pint Israel Juneteenth Classic here at the ballpark tonight. 1-1 to Panett. This one skied into center field. Coming in, it is Ruiz Weiss and the right fielder, Cobb, who's able to get there in the end.
Now batting for the big train and catcher, number 1, T.J. Gramsci.
Well, if you're hearing the sounds of Sabrina Carpenter through our broadcast, that means that our catcher is up to bat, T.J. Gramsci, the fiery spark plug of this team. It's been fun on a couple of away broadcasts. We've been a lot closer to the team in the dugout, and you really get to see that personality of TJ come through. He's going to fight for his teammates. He's going to just bring energy in any way he can to this team.
First pitch to Gramsci's a curveball in there. Doesn't like it. A layoff. Another note, Big Train honoring the Scotland Eagles, one of many teams in the Black Sandlots of the Jim Crow era here in Montgomery County. Wearing replica uniforms in their honor and memory of the team. Eddie Dove, one of them in here tonight, threw first pitch as this one skied in the air center field. Pretty deep, but collected by Ruiz Weiss. He throws that one back in and very quickly 2 outs as Gramsci is retired, and Will Hack to the plate, who has already seen the likes of Gonzalez on base, or a runner on base, has hit very well this season. Runners in scoring position, already mashed home a double. That one low to the next man in the order with Hack. James Madison product. Played his college ball there last spring.
Well, we're in the middle of talking about how good Hack has been with runners in scoring position so far this season. He gets pelted by that one. Turns quickly to take that one to the shoulder. Hack gets to first base. Probably the most painful way possible.
Yeah. It's a breaking pitch that kind of moves inside on Hack, hits him right in the shoulder. No way to get away from that one, and it brings Casey Carpenter up. 2 quick outs, a hit by pitch, and there's 2 runners on after the leadoff walk by Gonzalez. Carpenter 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left in his first at-bat. Takes his first pitch foul towards us. Very close to our production booth. Luckily did not make its way in there. That was probably the closest. Yeah, that was the closest we've seen it all season. Oh, 1 to Carpenter. He hits this one. Pop fly foul territory, ranging over towards the dugout, but this one gets out of play. Also just beyond the grandstand, as good DC or a good Homestead Grays jersey in the crowd tonight. A lot of good jerseys I've seen. Cleveland Spiders as well, which is not one I was aware people had, as well as to be a throwback Nats jersey.
Well, as that ball headed towards us, it made me think of a moment in the World Cup in these last couple of days that was related to production, as that one is hit over into right field.
0-2 lifted into right, and Cobb will be there. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Big Train strand 2 runners off no hits. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. They still trail 3-1. Giants have the opportunity to add. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis, and we're the Bethesda Big Train, but there is some Big Train in the pros that we've mentioned earlier, and we're going to go over one today that is a bit interesting. You see a few obviously here, but a banana baller, as we'll talk through. Pretty interesting. He is it's Dalton Ponce, excuse me. He is I believe, a party animal, which they are now playing banana ball in stadiums without the bananas. Ponce on the injured reserve list in the Banana Ball Baseball League. They are selling out stadiums without the bananas showing up. The party animals and I believe the Loco Beach Coconuts. I saw a sold out football stadium, and that's such a cool thing, getting a lot more people into the game. And for the party animals, I know they're like one of the first, like, kind of were the generals, the Washington Generals of the league at first. But now it's a real competition with more teams. I believe there's 6 or 8 now. Indianapolis Clowns are the one shirt I own, which is honoring one of the teams.
Well, and this banana ball and league that has been created around it has really created a new narrative with baseball. And obviously baseball is not a dying sport in America, but people maybe bringing a lot of new people to the sport because it adds just this really incredible entertainment opportunity into the sport. Our owner here at the Big Train, Bruce Adams, takes a lot of inspiration from the creator of the banana balls. Is what he's trying to create this ballpark, which is really that entertainment feel.
Phillips at bat. Gramesty takes a pretty hard one right into the lower chest area. That one could not have felt good. I think right actually into the knee. He'll collect himself, and it's a depleted catcher group. Big Train wearing Scotland Eagles jerseys tonight to honor teams of the Montgomery County Black Sandlots during the Jim Crow era. These are replica jerseys to honor that team in the 40s. (2-0) and Hayden Phillips back in after TJ Gramesty takes a pretty hard foul ball. 1-1 and ground ball left side. Dive by the third baseman Carpenter. He can't get there. And now 1-1 the count. He drives one to the left. He moves it over and a single to start the at-bat. I said none of that right. I'll be honest.
Well, you do have it right that he is over at first base. Ball getting into the outfield over by the third baseman, gets past him, and
first pitch to Strenad's in there high. He'll watch it go by, and 0 for 2 on the day, or 1 for 2, excuse me, on the day. He singled and was eventually stranded in the third inning after Nobles escaped a jam. 1-0, and this one ground ball left side, foul. So elsewhere in the Cal Ripken Senior Collegiate League, I mentioned earlier that Southern Maryland was winning by a lot against the Alexandria Aces, who are on a 2-game losing streak. They started out 8-4. They will be 8-7 at the end of tonight. They are currently being beaten 19-2 by these Southern Maryland Senators. But Coombs, he is 1 for 2. He has not yet earned a homer, I believe, as nobody has homered for the Senators just yet. Trying to keep a 3-game home run streak alive. A streak that is matched with our own Zachary Malvazio playing right now. 2-1 and ground ball left side, foul off the bat of Strenad.
how about 19 runs without a single homer? How often did you see that?
Well, not too often, but we have definitely seen things like it. We saw 27 from us without any, only 1 triple and 2 doubles during that entire game. It was the walk that mainly did it, but pretty interestingly, they've only walked 9 times, which is less than they did in the one against us. As this one goes off the glove of Carpenter. Hard hit, and it's an infield single, a pretty interesting one. It kind of just loops off the glove of Carpenter, who can barely get there, and Strenad will be on, and no outs. Now runners aboard for Wines.
Well, obviously wasn't able to make the out there, but notably Carpenter gets his glove in front of it, prevents the ball from getting any further into the outfield, and does stop the runners at first and second.
So score 3-1, but the hit tally is kind of absurd. 10 for Gaithersburg tonight. Left a lot of runners stranded and have been caught stealing a couple of times.
Pitching better for the big train in the stretch today and getting out of jams with both Nobles and Wines.
Traffic on the Shirley Povich Beltway every inning in the top frames as that one misses, and Wines needs to get out of this as soon as possible. Cobb at the dish. Right fielder can definitely drive one home. He's hitting very well this season. Has a 217 average, but has walked a bunch. Definitely cooled off as of late. 2-0, and that one misses high. Looking for his 11th walk on the season on 3-0 now.
Wines looking for the zone a little bit more, has lost it on 3 straight pitches.
4 straight balls. And now bases loaded, no outs. Freddie Diaz will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight, as Drew Cobb continues what's been a great night as he moves to first. He has got a walk now in addition to his 2 singles. Diaz to the plate. Was one of the 2 runners that got out with bases loaded, with 1 out 2 innings ago. And that one in there. Good pitch from Wines on the low plate.
You know, you mentioned great jerseys earlier today. If you look, well, you can't look, but right in front of us, set up by the Simmons Museum, we have some of the employees there wearing Juneteenth jerseys with the Juneteenth color wave on it, and they are incredible.
It is the 5th annual Clarence Pint Israel Juneteenth Classic here at Shirley Povich Field. 1-1 count. Wines trying to keep himself out of the jam. Leaping grab as Carpenter will go home. They'll get 1. Trying to go for the second. They do not. So 1 out. A run prevented, as not much that Aiden Phillips could do there.
Well,
Fielder's choice from Diaz.
And it's a good way to get your first out there. I mean, obviously, with the place the ball is hit, it's going to be hard to get a double play, and so what you do there is you prevent the run from coming in, and they do exactly that. Good heads-up play from Carpenter to know he has a play at the plate and does exactly that.
First pitch ground to the right side. Machado can't get there. It bounces off the lip and suddenly lurches to his right. 1 runner will score, followed by the second, as both runners make it very quickly. Stranad's courtesy runner as well as Drew Cobb make it home. So now a 5-1 lead on what will go down as an error from Machado over at second.
Well, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Machado's been playing shortstop most of the season, so obviously a very capable infielder, but maybe not as comfortable in the second baseman positioning wise, and that one just is able to get past him. An unfortunate spot because it scores 2 runs for the Giants.
So runners at the corners now. Wines delivers, and this one missed high to the 8th batter in the lineup, Marcus Martin. Martin had himself a 2 RBI double already, as he's 1 for 2 on the night. 1-0 now from the righty Wines, who's just trying to get out of things. He's had a pretty rough one out of the pen this season. Tyrese Johnson over there playing hacky sack while a pitcher does warm, as well as all the other members of the bullpen. 1-0. Runner goes, and throw missed high. Graham Misty trying to fool Diaz over at third. He is unbothered, as the runner is now gets a stolen base out of that. Ruiz Weiss.
This is a pretty nasty jam for Wines now, who does have runners on second and third. Only 1 out so far this inning, so need some serious work from the jam here.
2-1, broken bat. Carpenter has to avoid it. Johnson bobbles on his way up, but he still makes the throw to first. Runner will come home, but a great play by Johnson as the bat flies at him.
Yeah, pretty much the whole top piece of the bat flying far into the field and right at that shortstop position where Johnson is able to stay calm and composed, make that throw over to first base, get the second out, but one more runner does come in for the Giants of Gaithersburg.
So Diaz comes home. Bethesda trying to find their way through this one. First pitch now to the tail man, Eli Livingston. 0 for 1, 1 for 2 on the night as he struck out and earned himself a single. So obviously very early to be talking about playoff format, but the top 3 teams in each league make it. 1-0, that one outside. So Big Train have a playoff spot right now, which is just not where they want to be. It would serve as a 1-game away road series, winner take all, against, it would be in this case, Gaithersburg at their place. Winner of that would go on to play only in the semi. If the season ended today, 2-0, and that one missing again. Now a 3-0 count as Eli Livingston in danger of now being led on free pass.
Talk about the playoffs. Obviously, the Big Train have been the most dominant team in this league since its creation in 1999.
3-0, and that misses outside. Livingston a walk.
Shortstop number 15, Cole McKenna.
Sal Colangelo has never missed the playoffs as a coach. He's only not made the championship series one time. Certainly would be the hardest road that they've ever faced.
You can kind of feel the vibe of the league a little bit as they visit us and as you talk to players and people just involved with the league.
This one, it's off of McKenna's bat into right, and tough play to make for Rittenauer as it'll get down. One runner will score, and an RBI single for McKenna, who continues on what's been a good day now, 2 for 4 with an RBI.
Second baseman number 16.
Well, the Giants score another run there, and to my point that I was making was that because this team has been so dominant since the creation of the league, you can really see teams enjoying the ability and the opportunity to get to beat this team. I think a lot of seasons that doesn't happen very often. You look at the all-time records against these teams, and sometimes it's pretty skewed to the Big Train side. As we see the first pitch from Wines does get a strike to start off this count against Turnip Seed.
One of the most skewed, of course, as well as 2 Silver Spring Tacomos. It's the bottom of this division. 0-1 count now to Turnip Seed. Righty Wines trying to escape the 4-run inning he's given up. Turnip Seed, the last batter, needed to bat around. If he gets on, a run will score almost indefinitely.
I mean, you see it all across professional sports. The team that wins all the time is the team that people don't like, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you think about maybe the Yankees or the Dodgers recently.
1-1, runner goes, throw is in there, but just not in time. Cal Johnson not able to administer the tag. It's a good throw by Gramesty, and that was awfully close. 2-1 now, and that's a stolen base for the likes of McKenna. His first of the game, he was caught stealing in the third, nearly was there. 2-1 is missed. Now a 3-1 count. Ground ball up the middle. Machado's going to have to try his best, but it's just not close enough. A single for Turnip Seed as it gets up the middle. They try and throw it in, but McKenna is well within there. So 2 runs will be plated on the Lee Turnip Seed single. Slow bouncer just gets past both shortstop and second baseman Machado as they now bat around in the 5th. And more bullpen woes for Bethesda.
Well, it has really just been the trend so far this season. As soon as the starter goes out, the runs just start pouring in for the other team. Jake Noble has obviously let 3 past, and kind of a start where he's just feeling out his team here with the Big Train his first season and game here. Picked up his jersey today, but the relieving pitching has just been really a tough point all throughout the season for the Big Train.
1-0 count now as that one misses inside, gets away a wild pitch. Will advance Turnip Seed to second as Aiden Phillips in for the second time now this inning. They batted around in the 5th. Phillips scored, obviously his last time up. Duo. Runner goes and slugged down the left field line. Carpenter would have been there if the runner hadn't gone. And in the deep reaches of left, one runner will score. Extra bases for Phillip. Could have been more than that if he was a little bit of a quicker runner, but he's got a double. And brings home a run on that as well. So more and more is now double digits for the Giants. They continue to pile on here. 7 runs given up by Wines in this 5th.
Well, Carson, as you see all these runs come past, what do you think is the bigger issue for big train relievers? Is it leaving balls just kind of hanging over the plate, or is it kind of the inability to find the strike zone?
I think a lot of it is just trying to make competitive pitches, and there are 2 kinds of competitive pitches. One of them is those that kind of make difficult contact against sinkers low. When you're leaving those fastballs over the plate down Broadway and on the upper inside corner to guys who are just hitting well, it's going to continually be an issue as Aaron Stranad now quickly down 0-2. Wines here has definitely had some bad luck as the runner went. And, I mean, Carpenter is there and ends the inning if he doesn't cover third there, 0-2. But, I mean, he's supposed to. Got a good arm back there, can get it out anytime he wishes, as that one missed inside.
Not having to jump out of the way a little bit so that one doesn't catch him on his helmet.
Bullpen just trying to find their way through innings, and it's not too depleted, but we're getting to that point as we go through a long stretch of consecutive games. 1-2 is in there. A great breaking ball from Wines. He ends the inning that he wasn't hoping for. 7 runs on 5 hits, a lot of walks, 1 error as well. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as they try and find their way back down 9 very suddenly. Another frustrating outing for Big Train relievers for them. They give up 7 runs here as Wines is unable to make do against a pretty potent Gaithersburg lineup. They try and find their way out of a 2-game hole. Same for us. They've both been skidding. They've seemed to have found some sooner traction. So start of that inning was 5-1, or 3-1, excuse me, with only 8 hits on the board for them, 1 for us. Now 10 to them on the run board, 13 hits, 1 hit, 1 run for Bethesda. They trail by 9 in the bottom of the 5th, and this one is not going the way they had planned in the Cal Ripken game of the late week. 1-0 to Aaron Rittenauer as he hits this one pop left side, foul territory. Chasing after it is the third baseman Diaz, who can't get there as it falls out of play.
Rittenauer obviously with a chance tonight to earn himself into a starting lineup. There's a couple of bats that have maybe gone cold in the last couple of games for the Big Train, and so if he can have a good game, he can maybe find a starting or more consistent place in the lineup.
Rittenauer on the 1-1 will watch ball 2. Sheehan now in his 5th inning of work. He's had a good start so far, only giving up 1 hit, 1 run. He's not only struck out 1 batter, but It's been a good day regardless. That was Rittenauer in the third. 2-2 now. And Sheehan trying to get his first out of this fifth. Rittenauer will watch strike 3 on the inside portion of the plate. He has sat down on another fastball, this time looking.
Well, I think it goes back some here for the big train as they get struck out with Rittenauer at the plate. To what you were mentioning before, talking about competitive pitches, that is why Sheehan has been successful in this game, is he has not struck too many people out as he gets Rittenauer again, but he's really made it hard to hit, and because of that, you know, he has the big train batters maybe reaching for a couple more balls and just making the contact much easier to deal with for his fielders.
0-1, Chow Johnson up to the dish. Switch hitting righty will have his third time through the order, and he hits this one down the line. It's barely fair. Going to be extra bases for Johnson on his way to second. Bounces off the wall, going for his third triple of the year, and that will be the league leader for him. Stand-up triple as this one flies by the third baseman Diaz. Throw was away, but the pitcher there to back it up, and suddenly a runner in scoring position.
Well, that's exactly what the big train need if they're going to get back into it, and Cal Johnson has just been the triple master this year. I mean, he scored an exhibition from an in-the-park home run, so he obviously has the speed when he hits it deep, and that one getting off the backside fence for the Maryland transfer. It's really hard to hit triples, especially with wooden bats, and he has proven that he has the power and speed to do it.
First pitch to the next batter, Machado, another switch hitter. They go back-to-back in this order. He's got himself, obviously, Johnson at third now. Kind of got stuck in that corner. Goes off the carom, and he can't scoop it. Just kind of goes through his legs and bounces back. 1-0 to Machado. He hits this one into left. Line drive and collected by Livingston. Runner Johnson will go. He can fly, but throw can run, and he's got there safe. No tag made by the man Stroud behind the dish, and big train find a run.
Important for the big train to find some momentum in this inning as they score there. You see where Machado puts that ball, and you think that's maybe going to be a tough spot to score and a sacrifice RBI from. But Cal Johnson really does have incredible speed, and he does a good job getting off quick and sliding in safe to home plate to bring in the second run for the big train tonight.
That'll bring up the likes of Zachary Malvazio, bringing a 3-game home run streak into tonight. He has 4 in that period. One of the arms that might come out of the pen. We will have to see. 10-2. Lead for the Giants at Bethesda. Just drove one in on the sacrifice fly from Machado. Some timely hitting. That one's low. Machado, good season so far. That is his 12th RBI, and then tying second place on the big train with Will Hack, who actually I guess was no longer second place. He's tied for first, so sole possession of second with 12 RBIs as Will Hack tied the team leader Gonzalez at 13 earlier. 3-0 count now as Malvazio not getting a pitch to hit. Pretty expected for a guy of his caliber. 3-0 is way high, and Sheehan might be losing some of this control.
Yeah, maybe just starting to show signs of fatigue in this inning as Johnson obviously gets a good hit from him on a pitch that was left over the zone, and
They will
Machado was able to find contact as well.
They're coming in on Sheehan, who will have himself a pretty good day, but they'll take him out with 2 outs here in this bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. They call for a fresh horse from this bullpen. Germantown, Maryland native on the mound now out of Frostburg State. It's Caden Bremen's 4th appearance of the year.
Has pitched 3.2 innings for the Giants so far, 5 strikeouts in those innings. Does not have an earned run, so been effective, Carson.
Yeah, the batting average against is 167, so, a little better than the man we saw a little earlier who actually conceded only 2 hits tonight. One of them a double, the other one a triple. But for these Big Train, they have to find their way here against another good arm out of the pen. Frostburg State not have him too many times out of their bullpen, but so far this season, as you mentioned, now his 4th appearance on. Into his 4th inning of work with 2 outs, trying to relieve Sheehan, who had a very good day today. He'll close his books eventually, as there is a runner on first that is his, but currently he stands at 4.2 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 2 runs, 2 earned, and 4 walks. So the day I would leave with, very happy. He had 2 strikeouts, both against Aaron Rittenauer.
Yeah, and Sheehan being really effective until I think what you see on those last 2 hits against him is just a little bit of fatigue as it gets later into the game. He has to throw a lot of pitches, especially early on in the game. He was fighting a lot in at-bats with a lot of foul balls from this Big Train squad. So Giants making a good call here and getting a new arm in fresh to try and limit the damage as the Big Train find a little momentum and bring a run in here.
Gonzalez, who's hit pretty well against righties this season, will try and deal with him. First pitch, misses inside, skips at the feet of Gonzalez. He tonight is 0 for 0. Has not seen a bat as his 2 plate appearances have both resulted in a 4-pitch, then a 5-pitch walk. (1-0) and Gonzalez hits this one in the air to left. Pretty high fly ball. Under it is Livingston dealing with the wind. He's able to make that adjustment. Big Train are able to plate 1 run off of the triple that is tailed by a sacrifice fly from Daniel Machado. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network in just a moment. 10-2, they find a run. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. It's Jackson Mirza, the center fielder pitcher out of the University of South Florida, in his 4th appearance on the mound.
Well, Mirza in his first 2 appearances, kind of surprising as no earned runs there, as he's not typically a pitcher, has been playing in the outfield for the Big Train, but his last outing, the runs kind of got away from him a little bit.
He'll go against a lineup that has hit the lefties pretty well this season. Gaithersburg doing well in that category. He's got obviously a 7.7 ERA, so hasn't been the best guy you're hoping for, as his season averages a little lower on the batting department now. But he's definitely done well on the mound, certainly serviced some. Doesn't throw too much other than a fastball, but definitely a guy who can eat innings. Up 10-2. Gaithersburg stands at the plate again. It'll be Drew Cobb after the strikeout, looking to end the big 5th from Stranad.
I mean, sometimes bringing in a position player to pitch, obviously he's turned into a pitcher. so far this season, but can sometimes throw batters off, giving them a little bit of a different look at.
10-2 lead is an octagon for Gaithersburg. Drew Cobb 2 for 2 on the day. He has a single that resulted in a RBI as well. Also got a walk, scored all 3 times he went up, other than his RBI single, so 2. But this big swing at the first pitch he sees from Mirza. Going to get a lot of fastballs, so we're going to have to adjust to that. That one misses low. 7 batters walked, 2 of which hit by pitch, and 6 hits on the season for Mirza against him, as 1-1 is in there. A great curve. He's a 2-pitch pitcher. Curveball, fastball. 1-2. That one a bit low, and the half swing is not accredited to a full, so he'll watch that one go by. Cobb trying to get things going again after they played at 7 last time out. Into the air left field. Will get over the left side of the infield. And a good piece of hitting immediately from Cobb, whose 3rd hit of the day.
Third baseman number 18, Freddie Diaz.
Well, that one felt easy for Cobb as he just took pretty leisurely swing at that one, but made the right contact to send it into left. You know, most times you find yourself down 8 runs. I feel like that might be the end of the game, but there's still too much baseball left, and especially this league that you've seen so many comebacks from all sorts of teams, including the Big Train this season. They will have to limit the runs here in this inning if they want any sort of chance at coming back and making this one a ball game.
2-0, count to Diaz. He is 0 for 3 on the day. Did manage to get on via fielder's choice. 2-0 to him, and that one low again. Mirza in danger of a second base runner. 3-0 count. Diaz, maybe a green light, probably a red light for him, as he just wants to make sure he gets in there, as strike is in there. 3-1 the count, and we're live on the Big Train Baseball Network from the 5th annual Clarence Pint Israel Juneteenth Classic. 3-1 is in there, and now 3-2. Full count. He works his way back on the mound.
You know, that's a really good pitch from Mirza, finding the inside portion of that zone. Letting himself back to a full count here, see if he can find a first strikeout of the night.
3-2, ground ball up the middle. Not quite a tailor-made double play as the umpire gets a little bit in the way of Johnson. He's still able to make the throws. That's 3 tough throws on the day from Johnson.
Johnson is having to dodge obstacles out there in the field. A broken bat heading his way. That one he has to make the play around the umpire. Adjusted well in the shortstop position tonight. He's been DHing a lot for the Big Train, but showing that he is really capable of playing infield as well.
Had an error earlier, but he's put himself back together. 3 great plays since. A little bit far in as the ground ball was not fast enough. Liner to the likes of Johnson, and he gets back to second. A double play anyway. That one, the hems were perfect. Tailor-made. 10-2. They don't find anything on their 1 walk. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as they manage to escape a 6th inning. Caden Bremen, excuse me, will come back into this thing. The 6'2 right-hander were able to dispatch the big train after the sack fly and walk to Zachary Malvazio. Only had to get one out, and he did. It was a pretty hard hit fly ball by the likes of Emilio Gonzalez.
Logan Panett stands in the batter's box.
That pitch outside to Panett. 1-0 count. As Bremen misses again, skips that one in there. Definitely struggled with the walk in his college season. It's now a 2-0 hitters count. Panett 0 for 2 on the day. He reached out a fielder's choice and scored as that one misses high again. And would be a very nice walk to start this thing for Bethesda if they could get it.
Well, I think starting off the inning with getting a player to the bag at first, it's exactly what they do here, and can be really important as well as just being morale boosting. I think you're down big and your first batter up to the plate gets out, and I think as a team it's really hard to continue to bring momentum guy after guy as people just keep returning to the dugout.
Brings up TJ Gramesty, and momentum hopefully a Bruin, as you kind of point out there. It's just a long game, and I mean 10-2 is not over. I mean, we watched it yesterday, 9-0. Big Train had a lead and gave up 18-1 out of the bullpen. So just happens. It's just happens.
Yeah, we've seen some super high scoring games in the Cal Ripken League as well so far. So every team seems like in this division can potentially get to 20 hits on a night.
Gramesty watches one go on the outside corner. Just misses. You know, the walks coming in for Bethesda have not been great in the last few games, but as they walk more and more, they face pitchers that are struggling to hit the zone. They need to take advantage of that. Gramesty on the 1-1 hits it, fly ball into center. Ruiz Weiss under it, and he makes the first out of the inning. Panett has to go back to first, and center fielder Will Hack, who's been very hot this season, comes into the game.
Will Hack already got himself a good RBI tonight on a double. Got whacked his last time up, so looking to add on to his success here.
So walking a fly out. Will Hack. Runner on first is Panett. First pitch from Bremen is outside. 1-0 count now to the likes of Hack. Definitely tells me one thing. He's a very patient hitter. A lot of first pitch balls to him. 1-0, and this one missed high. Throwback. As that one is past Gramesty into the outfielder. Past Panett. He won't go in time. Did not get the signal yet, as he had kind of his head buried like an ostrich into the sand there. Really couldn't see anything. He's kicked a lot of dirt up with his slide. Bit of a drier field. We haven't seen too much rain.
We had a week where we had several games rained out in that same week. One against the Aces of Alexandria, went to the Thunderbolts, and that game was suspended. So it's been nice to have games on, and another pickoff attempt over to Panett. Lots of games straight, though, it meant, after a couple of rainouts here. So really having to grind out these last couple of matches.
Hot shot over left field. Diaz gets it in the liner. Panett able to dive back as the throw is not made, but a line out on a missile from Hack is the second out. Tough spot there. Well handled in the hot corner by Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz makes a great play to collect that one, and Panett once again diving in the dirt, so making himself familiar with that first base pad as he has dove headfirst at it 3 or 4 times now.
That one misses low, and Panette is able to get over the way to second on a wild pitch.
I think one way that the big train can find momentum in this one is to boost those unearned runs and bases and try and make the pitchers feel a little bit more uncomfortable if they have runners in scoring position.
That one in there. A first strike to the likes of Casey Carpenter, 0-2 tonight.
Just finds the outside portion of that zone. A great pitch there from Bremen. He would like opportunity to keep his ERA low.
1-1. Carpenter trying to find a dig into that 10-2 lead and settle in. Or I guess prevent Bremen from settling in. He's not got a hit tonight, but he's got some doubles on the season, looking for some high power. Now on the 1-1. Carpenter way outside, another wild pitch, and the runner's over to third as Panette is given a pretty easy path over there. 2 wild pitches in this AB alone.
Good opportunity for the big train to score here. Runner at third on a pitcher who's looking just a little more uncomfortable with a couple of wild pitches. So big train could try and squeeze another one in here and just trying to take out this deficit here.
2-1. Good RBI opportunity for Carpenter very suddenly as 3-1 now the count. That one misses high and a walk for Carpenter, and now 2 walks administered by Bremen this inning, bringing up the tail man Aaron Rittenauer, who struck out twice.
Rittenauer in there for redemption here. He struck out twice, but he's seeing a new pitcher this time, and he knows that the big train could really use his bat in this moment.
A brief mound visit here. One man just starting to go in the pen. Bremen has Mr. 2 walks, runners to the corners. They'll check in on the situation as he's got 2 outs, so only 1 away, and Rittenauer already struck out twice. Want to make sure that everything is going well for him.
Sun just setting over the trees here at Cap and John Regional. We'll have fireworks here in an hour.
Yeah, I got to keep that in mind. This will go during the game. It's a pretty long mound visit. Wondering if maybe they're going to try to give time to the man in the bullpen. That's definitely what they're doing, as they want to make sure they have a longer meeting saying, hey, a lot to say, a lot of situations to go. Man in the pen warming, going to give him a few extra pitches there as he takes a very long walk back to the dugout. Good strategy. That's textbook managing. Now first pitch to Rittenauer. Lefty trying to find his first hit of the night. Struck out 3 times this season. His 4 plate appearances. The other one was a 2 RBI double and a throw. Good block. Stranad keeping a run off the board with that. One-0. Rittenauer ground ball right side and foul. As the 2-0 is pulled. Something I think was noted earlier by our guest Thompson. Made a really interesting point that guys just don't care that they strike out anymore. And, you know, Milt Thompson was the man who came in earlier. He made a really good point of that. 1-1. To Rittenauer as that one's outside, and the 2-1 is now 3-1, excuse me. Or maybe, yeah, I believe it's 3-1.
And I think that's a great point that Milt Thompson brought up. I mean, it should be a moment of pride as Rittenauer fouls that one back into the netting to get up there in the box and obviously you have to keep moving the game. You have to keep your momentum going, and being in a good headspace is important for hitting, but also maybe really battling as hard as you can for every out there can improve on your hitting as a whole.
Full count, runner goes, and a swing and a miss. Rittenauer striking out now the third time. He waves at that one as Bremen escapes the corners. We'll be right back. Big Train tail by 8, 10-2 on the Big Train Baseball Network. Jackson Mirza returns to the mound, and for his second outing of work, had a pretty interesting one last time in the 6th. Saw a few runners go down as one came on, and then one of them grounded out, and one that Cal Johnson nearly threw right at the umpire, luckily avoided him. And also line out, great play from Cal Johnson. Got to really appreciate how good of a fielder he has been. He's made a lot of spectacular throws. He's kind of struggled with some errors, but, you know, he's in and out of the field, DHing and not DHing and such. It's a little difficult for some guys to get it going early in the season, but he's getting the hang of it over there finally at short. He's a talented guy, very nice guy. Him and Carpenter on the left side of the infield, a bit quieter for both of them, but both of them very kind.
Yeah, and like you said, sometimes it's hard to gain momentum as a fielder when you are kind of in and out of playing the defense. He's been in the starting lineup for hitting quite often, but usually DHing, so an opportunity here for him to get some more experience in the field, and has done a good job at shortstop.
Top of the 7th here on the Big Train Baseball Network, as this one is high and foul outside of play. White Sox just took the lead on the Tigers as Jarrell Perez just hit his first major league career homer. 0-1. Junior Perez, excuse me. It's off of Tariq Skubal, as that one is off of Gramisty's knee. He's going to make a point of elbow injuries for a lot of these guys on the mound in the note of pitching, and why it is very interesting that Mirza has suddenly decided to pitch. I mean, that's a pretty difficult one to, like, then kind of, you could lose a season anyway, as you're kind of getting a lot of torque out of your arm, and as a center fielder, you got to use it basically every day, put an extreme amount of stress under it. So it's a big risk.
Kind of shows the kind of player and competitor that Mirza is, willing to do what he needs for the team to win, even if it means maybe sacrificing a little bit of his own stats or experience that he'll get from the season, which is really just the mark of a great player.
This one into the air in center field. Under it is Hack, and he's able to handle it. So that is the first out as Marcus Martin goes down to start the top of the 7th. Mirza pretty efficient. He's had himself 4 batters up and 4 outs, but, you know, obviously it's a bit different when you have a line out, but he's had himself a single earned. And good outing for him. He's trying to go through 2 innings of work and keep this one where it is. for the Bethesda Bats to maybe try and get a big inning going. Caden Bremen on the other side of things doing a lot of work. This one sawed off over the middle. Johnson will collect on the one bounce over to first, and dig can't be made, is late anyway. As Eli Livingston on for the third time tonight. This one will be an infield single as the throw was late anyway.
Yeah, that one in the dirt for Gonzalez to scoop up, but hitting the place that's actually really pretty hard for the shortstop to get up in time, as it takes a lot of speed off as it hits the dirt right before Cal Johnson over there in the shortstop spot. So single there.
Nathan Wines, 1 earned run, given up out of the 7. This is a bunt attempt up the middle. Good sacrifice bunt as Cole McKenna, the leadoff man, extinguished. Seen a lot of these leadoff guys with high power and hit very well this season. Still going for that bunt, and you got to respect that. I love me some small ball. We don't get enough of it in the major leagues. Well, it's definitely making a resurgence, but we don't get enough of it, and it has been very prevalent for leadoff men in this league.
Yeah, and it's been effective quite a few times for these players. I mean, sometimes even reaching on the bunt themselves.
That throw misses, and a wild pitch. Maybe a passed ball from Mirza. 1-3 on that last put out.
Some stretch work for Mirza as he needs to extinguish a batter here in order to keep the Giants at a total of 10 runs.
That one misses low, and it gets away. Runner will come home, and Gramsty will dive. He got him! Good play by the catcher, who couldn't find the ball, but he found it just in the nick of time. And, hey, he's got himself an out. Big Train stranded runner on as we head to the bottom of the 7th. We'll stretch on the Big Train Baseball Network at the 5th annual Clarence Pint Israel Juneteenth Classic. Call to the bullpen is Florida Southwestern's Jacob Cawley, 6'1", 208, and it'll be his 3rd appearance on this season.
How about the depth of the Giants bullpen tonight? They bring out another guy who does not have a single earned run on his 2 appearances, 3 innings pitched for the Giants. Even has 5 strikeouts in just 2 appearances. So a guy who's just obviously been effective when he brings them in, or when they bring him in, excuse me.
That'll close the day on Caden Bremen. Had 1.1 innings pitched, no hits allowed, no earned runs, only 2 walks. So fantastic day for him as he continues to keep his average against very far down. First pitcher come into this one not in the midst of an inning for Gaithersburg. He'll have a good chance at it tonight. He's going through the heart of the order as Rittenor struck out. We'll go top to bottom. Cal Johnson will lead things off. Machado second, and the hole will be Malvazio. So trying to find something here. Need to put it together. Cali definitely one of the least experienced pitchers we've seen tonight out of the Gaithersburg squad, as he played at Florida Southwestern last year. He redshirted last year at Florida Southwestern.
Yeah, and he has to face some of the 3 hottest batters for the Big Train. Cal Johnson had a triple in his last time up. Machado has a sacrifice RBI tonight, and Zachary Malvazio, as we know, if you've been watching a single moment of the big train in the last couple of games, is the current hot bat. 3 straight games with home runs. And if you leave one over the plate for him, he'll make you pay.
So, now the third outing on the season coming up for Callie. Johnson, 4th time to the plate. He is 1 for 2. Walked in addition to that triple. 0-1 count as he takes a big wave at a fastball. 0-1. He's got some high velo. Callie, a lot of torque in his lower half. Very powerful. 0-2 count as Johnson watched that fastball. Johnson on the 0-2. He hits this one foul backwards and will land near the on-deck circle.
Kelly showing in his first couple of pitches that he definitely has enough velocity, and you can see that's why he can strike batters out, as he's done it 5 times already in this short season.
That one a bit low. So now 1-2 the count. All 3 strikeouts for the big train tonight coming on Aaron Rittenauer, who ended last inning with that strikeout. Young freshman committed to Eastern Tennessee. So, bit of a rough start for him, but he's far better than that. Just a slow beginning. 2-2. For reference, I believe Malvazio in his first game went 0 for 5 with 4 Ks. It's Rittenauer's first start at right field. Here's some first game jitters. Full count. Callie lost him. After starting 0-2, Johnson will walk the second time tonight to start this bottom of the 7th. That's a very good. We talk about wanting to set the bases for your best hitters. That's exactly what you're doing with Shadow coming up. A lot of RBIs this season, 12 total. Malvazio behind him, 3 homers, 4 homers this season, 3-homer streak.
Yeah, and if you're Callie, that's not the guy you want to worry about having on a base behind you. Cal Johnson has some serious speed on the bags.
That first pitch is missed from Callie. Now immediately to 1-0 count. He's missed his last 4 on the mound. Gaithersburg trying to hold on to a 10-2 lead, which is not an easy task sometimes in this league. Machado got a hold of this one into center field, and it's just not to the right part of the park. Centering under it is Ruiz Weiss. Got a lot more of that one. Got a lot less of that one than I had thought as he flies out to center. So that will draw up Malvazio with a runner on. A blast from him certainly would be something ideal. Down 10-2, trying to fight their way back. Big train hoping for some power from the righty out of University of Central Florida. Runner goes, and Malvazio watches strike 1. So there's that, as Turnip Seed can't keep the tag on. So a stolen base for Johnson.
Cal Johnson gets himself in scoring position there.
3rd stolen base on the year for Johnson. 1-0 count now. Runner in scoring position for Malvazio. Callie 2, the inside portion of the plate. And 2-0 count, hitters count. We're in 44 tonight in those Scotland Eagles jerseys. 2-0. Big wave at that one. And 2-1 the count as he misses on a off speed that kind of just drops. Two and 1, closing in on those fireworks. 8:22. Gonna happen at 9, no matter what. 2-1. That one misses high, and now 3-1, and in danger of walking another batter. He was able to get Machado. Really got a hold of one, but Just hit it out to right center, the deepest part of this park.
And you don't want to keep putting people on the bags with the RBI leader for the big train, Emilio Gonzalez, coming up after him.
3-1 misses, or 2-1 misses on the inside. It's now 3-1. Three-two, full count. One of them was a strike called, very silent strike call. So they'll go on full. Runner at second. Malvazio pops this one up on the infield. Coming in on it is just about everyone. They'll all discuss it, give it to McKenna, and he's able to get it on the mound. As actually appears McKenna has been subbed out. Over at short now is Miguel Leon, a freshman going into Maryland. He leads the league in strikeouts. Previously led the league in strikeouts, only has 11 this year. Third league leader is 13. Now Emilio Gonzalez, the big lefty bat, will face the righty, Cali.
Well, Gonzalez had hoped to get up to this next at-bat with just one out so he could continue his RBI prowess and just get contact, but now needing a good hit to bring in a score as that ball is clipped the outside portion of the zone for a strike. 1-1, the count to Gonzalez.
On the ones, trying to just do anything to get the bats going. Only 2 hits for Bethesda in this matchup as we are in the bottom of the 7th. Great Gaithersburg pitching has gotten there. 1-1 and a big wave at that one as Gonzalez now falls 1-2. Saw a curveball that he liked, trying to take a bite out of it, but chipped tooth. 1-2. Lefty Gonzalez as Cali trying to get out of this inning. Gonzalez, a big wave at a fastball low. Big Train can't collect a hit there. They do get a walk, but strikeout from Gonzalez ultimately ends the inning. We'll be back in the top of the 8th. Big Train trying to find their way back down 8, trying to stop Gaithersburg from scoring a run. Zachary Malvazio on the mound wearing 44 tonight. Is his 3rd outing of the season.
Yeah, Malvazio in 4 innings pitched. ERA creeping up there at 6.75. Only has 2 strikeouts. So, not exactly the season he started. I mean, he's been very hot from the bat in his last couple of games, so maybe he's hoping some of his momentum will carry over there onto the mound. He does have a good amount of power coming out of his frame, and you obviously see it with his bat, so two-way player for the Big Train. He started in the DH spot tonight, now pitching obviously for them. So hoping that he can maybe limit the damage here and keep the Giants from scoring again and give them a shot late in this one.
Closes the books on our center fielder. Jackson Mirzo came into pitch a few days ago and has fully become a pitcher now. Only 2 hits on his book. Otherwise, a clean outing. No walks given up. No strikeouts, but no runs, and more importantly, as Malvazio, a fellow two-way player, will try and keep this thing at 10 for Gaithersburg at a very big 5th inning, which kind of was the real nail in the coffin, but the Big Train haven't been hitting anyway. We're already down and have not scored a run since that point of being down 3-2. 0-1. That one now in there as now an 0-2 count to Lee Turnipseed. Clemson native in this lineup. Headed to Charleston Southern to play second year of college ball next time this fall. This spring. 0-1. Lined into center. Turnipseed got a good hit on it, and it will get down in front of Hack. He's got himself another single. Last time to play, he did the same. So another batter on immediately, and more threat and more traffic for these Big Train. It's felt like the Beltway out here with how many guys we've seen running around the base paths.
Yeah, and Big Train, aside from 1 inning with 7 runs scored in it, have done a pretty good job getting themselves out of jams, but obviously all it takes is 1 big inning and you can get behind quite a lot.
0-1 count. As it'll be the first pitch strike to Aiden Phillips. Had one heck of a night tonight. He's 3 for 4 with 1 RBI in his double. He had in the 5th. Big wave at that one, and now an 0-2 count again. Malvazio gave up a single to Turnipseed on the 0-2 count previously. 16 hits for Gaithersburg tonight. They have only walked 1 time. Hitting the heck out of this ball.
This Giants team, most of the season, I think the strength for them has been their pitching. They brought 3 pitchers in with quite low ERAs. Their 2 relievers so far has both had 0 entering this game. So for them, it's nice to see their batting matching up with that as they look to try and take the top of the lead again from the Crop Dusters, who just stole it from them on their 3-game winning streak.
2-2, he misses high. Did he go? No, he did not. And Gonzalez trying to kill a bug at first. 3-2 full count after the 0-2. In danger of giving up another 0-2 on the way back, and got him looking. Prell not happy with that call. He can't believe it. Strike 3, and Malvazio's got another strikeout this season. How about that?
That's a great strikeout from Malvazio. Just finds the bottom corner of the zone. Giants not happy, but important out there to keep this one as close as possible.
Top of the 8th on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass, joined by Zach Lewis, and that's Ryan Strenad at the plate, who just took a big hack at it. He's not in the booth with us, but we're your eyes and ears for the, well, you have your eyes. We're helping with the baseball game tonight for all viewers at home. We really appreciate you watching. It is the 5th annual Clarence Pint Israel Baseball for Juneteenth Classic here. It's a baseball not going the way of the Big Train so far, but it's been a good night regardless. Had a very fun night. A lot of interesting stuff going around the ballpark. We had Milt Thompson in the booth, a over 10-year-long major league career, hitting coach of the world champion Phillies in 2008. 1-1 is missed under the legs of Gramercy, gets through the 5-hole. And a 2-1 count as the runner will advance over to second on the pass ball.
T-minus 28 minutes until there's fireworks here at Shirley Povich, regardless of score or the inning. Malvasio does find the zone again for that one. Count is 2-2. Malvasio looking to increase his performances from both sides of the ball, as his hitting has been just phenomenal lately.
2-2 in there, caught looking, and another batter caught unsuspecting. Stranad goes down on strikes. How about that? Cobb will step to the plate, lefty right fielder. Have a good opportunity to try and break this one back open. 10-2, they've already pretty much done the work they've needed to do so. First pitch from Malvasio, this one fouled backwards.
Obviously, two-way players have been a thing for a long time in the league, but how impressive is it that a guy can get in there and throw strikes, strike batters out, and also has hit three straight home runs in 3 straight matches, had 2 against the Grays?
Well, it's disappointing that I might have to leave the lineup if another pitcher has to come in first place because of that. But it is extremely impressive to see a guy be able to pitch and hit. He primarily pitched last season at the University of Central Florida for the Knights. I mean, he is a probably power 4 starting outfielder who can really get it across the plate and challenge and throw strikes on the outside portions of the zone that are hard to get. And that's a high fastball upstairs. He gets him under one. And again, I mean, seeing how good of a pitcher he can be, because he hasn't had the best season to this point, 6.7 ERA coming into this. He can be very, very good. And obviously, I think we have to see what he can do in the plate, because 4 home runs seems like just the beginning for this guy. However, at the mound, he's definitely had a lot more success that I think he has not achieved. He's extremely impressive, and I don't even think he's done with how good he's been. 2-2. That one will miss outside, and another pitch that gets away from Gramesty. So now a full count.
Malvasio has to be careful here in this situation, obviously. Has a runner at third. If he's able to get this one down, will be able to escape the inning unscathed. But like you were mentioning there, I think there is obvious to us watching that this player has a really, really high ceiling of what he's capable of.
3-2. This one sawed off on the infield. Machado comes in at second, has to make a daring throw. He does. Good one across his body there. Looked like a quarterback throwing sidearm, and he has a dime to Gonzalez. 10-2, Big Train stranded runner at third as Malvasio, his first inning through, has been a good one. Right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. They are down 8 to Gaithersburg. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. The Germantown, Maryland second native here, as he will actually trail Callie, who replaced a Germantown, Maryland native in Bremen. He's 6'2", right-hander. Out of Hofstra University, it's going to be Tanner Sanderoff.
Well, for Sanderoff, has only pitched in one inning so far for the Giants. Haven't earned run in that inning and no strikeouts. So as far as the relievers you've seen, maybe this is the opportunity for the big train to get some runs and get some hits off someone who's maybe not quite as experienced, only played in 4 games for Hofstra in the last season, 2026 there. So
looking forward to that England game this week.
oh, absolutely.
A British accent on the Hofstra for you. Should be New Amsterdam. Dutch have been good.
They have. And
10-2.
how about the U.S. tonight?
Heck yeah, they've been good. 2-0 win against Australia. Why not us?
Why not us?
On our home turf. I'm ready to go all in. July 4th, they are set to play in a semi now. The 1-0. Hard hitting to left from the bat of Panette, and it will not get down. A great play in left by Livingston, and not a play you want to have taken away from you. Very difficult, a good piece of hitting, and just a robbery out there.
Well, that was the word I was about to use. Panette feeling robbed on that one as he got a lot of good connection on that one, thinking that would probably take him at least to first. And fortunately for the big train, that means 1 up, 1 down for them as their pitcher gets his first out there for Sanderoff.
That one will miss low. First pitch to the next batter in the order as TJ Gramesty has been pinch hit for by Jack Gagan.
Jack Gagan has come in for this big train squad as their backup catcher as Parker Corbin went down with the laceration, lost his nail on his hand there, as well as he's taken the visits, just committed to Akron, the former Maryland player. So it's nice to have Jack Gagan, who, yes, is the brother of Bradley Gagan on this squad, a pitcher for the big train. Played last season in the Cal Ripken League as well, as that ball does find the zone and puts the count to 3-1. Gagan caught and hit for the Southern Maryland Senators last season in the Cal Ripken League and has some good experience in summer ball and as well on the D2 level.
3-1, and Gagan will watch strike 2. Full count to him. Gagan in the portal right now as well himself. But we mentioned earlier Gramesty kind of came up gingerly after a few plays in the bottom of the previous inning. 3-2, and that one will miss. Gagan will walk, and Bethesda has a base runner. Down 10-2. They just need 8 more of those.
Well, there you go, and it's, you know, a way to start getting momentum and get players on base. Interestingly, in Jack Gagan's first appearance as a hitter for the big train, he had reached to first base on some interesting ways, hit the ball really hard into the ground a couple times and making it kind of a weird play for the fielders to get him out.
First pitch in there to the next man in the order, Will Hack. Hack already an RBI double on the day, looking to continue that trend. Oh, 1. Left-hander. Sanderoff to Hack, and pitches in there. Now 0-2. Kind of on the low portion of the zone. Just in there. Could have gone either way. It's now an 0-2 count to the center fielder. Trying to keep the line moving as Bethesda's just been door slammed shut for them. That one misses wild, and it'll be an easy path to second for Gagan. His brother last night gave up 4 earned runs in a matchup against Southern Maryland. 1-2 count now on that wild pitch.
Well, Gagan not the typical base stealer, but has a free pass over there to second as the pitch gets away from Sanderoff.
That one low, and now a 2-2 count. Sanderoff replaced Callie, who only gave up 1 walk in his single innings pitched. Did not get more than a strikeout as well, but more importantly, tallied no runs against.
He keeps his 0 earned run tally alive. See another day.
2-2 from the left-hander is low. A very good watch from Hack in the box. Three-two. Full count. Hack hits this one in the air down the right field line. It will be foul, out of play into the bleachers. A little further than that, actually, but he stays alive nonetheless. And now entering pitch 7 of this AB. Need to get further and further into their bullpen very quickly if they want to stop them from putting very good arms routinely in. Sanderoff, now the 4th reliever. 4th pitcher we've seen tonight. Full count, and Hack will watch ball 4. Great discipline as now only 1 out, and the big train have a runner at first and second. With Casey Carpenter at the plate, he's 0 for 2 with a walk.
We mentioned it earlier. I mean, the way to bring runs across is often to just get players on base, and if that's by walk, it's what it needs to be. And now an opportunity for batters to come in and have runners in scoring position, advance, try and cut into this lead.
Carpenter, big wave at that. 0-1 the count. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Zach Lewis. It's been a very good night of baseball. 16 hits for Gaithersburg. They've had a lot better of a night than Bethesda has at the dish. Trying to change that here. They have not gotten a hit since the 5th inning, where Cal Johnson tripled. The bottom of the 8th, only 5 outs remaining to give. Long way back. 1-1. And that one misses outside. And if the difficulties walking continue for Sanderoff on the mound, who is a 6.75 ERA into this thing in his second appearance, Train might be in business. He's given up a 200 average to batters this season. Only given up 1 hit, but it's 3 walks in the other way. Only 1 earned run. 2-1, and this one is skied in the air to center field. Ruiz Weiss kind of struggling with it. The right fielder will come in to help him, Cobb, and that is the second out of the inning.
That one very high into the night sky. Makes it difficult for runners to tag up, and so they stay put at first and second. 2 outs now for the Giants in the bottom of the 8th. Another defensive stand for them to keep this big train away from chipping at this lead.
It's going to be Sanderoff, I said earlier, was from Germantown. He's from Silver Spring. So he will try and go from the left side to the righty, or to the lefty, excuse me, Rittenauer. First pitch just on the inside. Good watch from Rittenauer, who is not at the day he's really been hoping for in his first career start with the big train. The rising freshman committed to Eastern Tennessee State has struck out 3 times. He's 0 for 3. 1-0 misses, though, and now early 2-0. He walks it, loads the bases for Cal Johnson, who already tripled in this thing. It's a hitter's count for a man with a lot of power in his bat. Rittenauer will watch it miss, gets away from the catcher, and runners will advance on the wild pitch. So now 2 in scoring position on the 3-0. Down 10-2. Are you giving him the green light here?
I mean, I think you just have to. You're in a situation in a game where there really aren't that many outs left at this point, and you need something big. And tell your guy you trust him, go out there and make a big play.
3-0. Lefty Sanderoff to Rittenauer, and he missed inside. Green light or not, it nearly hit him. So now bases loaded, and something maybe a brewing for Bethesda late. Fireworks set to go off in just over 12 minutes, just under 12 minutes, as they'll have a brief mound visit here.
Well, Cal Johnson is definitely a player you want to see if you're the big train, with bases loaded, proven to have plenty of power. Does have a home run this season at First Responder Field, the home of the Crop Dusters. Dinged one off flagpole there. Has had quite a few triples and doubles this season as well.
Tied the league lead in triples earlier, and you mentioned that, but big thing I think here is he is a clutch bat, but now he's facing a lefty. Seen it earlier, but only seen one at bat for said lefty. He's had a little bit worse on this side this season. As he bats from the right batter's box, it's Machado behind him on deck. He'll try and keep things moving and let a ring of fire burn Sander off as that one misses down low. Got to keep in mind he's been very wild, so you just want to let Sander off basically give you a pitch to hit. You're looking for a red, dead, heater, or hanging change if you are Johnson. You know very well what you've got around you. 1-0, and that one misses inside, and now another ball. I mean, you have the mound visit. He's still not hitting the zone. When do you go to the pen in this one?
I think pretty quickly. I mean, maybe let him finish this at bat and then take him out. I mean, you don't want to see a situation where RBI walks become an issue, as he puts that one low as well.
Missed low.
I think we've seen many times in games in this league that the RBI walk becomes a huge issue, and when players can't get out of it, it can accrue runs really quickly, and so you want to really nip that in the bud as quick as possible.
3-0, and he missed low through the 5-hole, but doesn't really matter as long as he gets it in time, and he does. Johnson will walk a runner home. It's the likes of Kagan who scores after he pinch hit for TJ Gramesty. Aaron Rittenauer to second, and Will Hack will be moved to third. So a big opportunity for the bat of Daniel Machado. 10-3, has the ability on one swing to put this into a save situation for Gaithersburg as Cal Johnson walks the third time tonight. Machado watches one outside now again. 7th straight ball from Sanderoff, and have to imagine if he keeps doing this, he will have a short time in tonight.
Well, and he's reaching quite a dangerous spot in the lineup here as big hitters are in the top of the lineup. That ball is in there for a strike, so he does find one there, but Johnson, Machado, and Movazio are probably the three biggest hitters, with Gonzalez, who's after that, in the lineup tonight.
1-1. Line drive, right field, foul into the seats. And good one for Machado, who's in the right batter's box. Another switch hitter right after Johnson.
That one finding itself into the kids' fun zone area there.
It's bottom of the 8th on the Big Train Baseball Network. They are a strike from leaving the jam for Gaithersburg. Misses high. Nearly dropped into the zone, but not enough break on that thing.
Big Train batter staying patient and forcing Sanderoff to have to throw one into the zone.
Haven't scored since the 5th, where they had their last hit. Still no hits since the 5th for Bethesda. They walked a run home, but the full count as that one misses, and this is probably the biggest payoff pitch. A lot of money riding on this one. Both trying to get to the bank first. 3-2. Machado. He'll watch one outside. Great discipline, and he walks another runner home. His 13th RBI on the season. And now another RBI walk. It will keep Sanderoff in. And that'll be the pitcher, Malvazio. 3 home runs coming into tonight. The wrong guy at the plate if you are this side. He is the 8th run on the board if he can be plated.
I'm actually really impressed at that at-bat for Machado there. It'd be so tough in those full count situations as that one is popped up, but behind the screen and foul. it's really tough in those situations to not feel the pressure of being down so many runs and just taking a big swing at that 3-2 pitch that you think might come into the zone. And he does a really good job reading that and just seeing it outside, bringing an RBI in for the big train.
0-1. And he missed on the mound. Sanderoff now dealing with a 1-1 count. You never want to administer a hitter's count to a guy like Malvasia, who's always looking for one. He had his first walk of the season earlier. 1-1. That one missed high. He's going to be patient if he's not going to get anything to hit. But this is probably the end of the line for Sanderoff if he can't get it out. Probably the end of the line either way. 10-4. Big Train have gotten 2 plated on walks this inning. Still hitless since the 5th as we're in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1. Only 2 hits on the day as this one is popped up on the infield. Under it is the pitcher Sanderoff, and he barely ice cream cones it. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Malvasio will have to go to the mound now after a disappointing AB. He pops up on the infield, and 3 are left stranded. They collect 2 on no hits. 2 walks do so on the Big Train Baseball Network, drawing within 6. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. Freddie Diaz will start things off in the 9th for Gaithersburg. Diaz, not the day he had hoped for, 0 for 4 tonight, but he'll have an opportunity to add on to that as Malvasio will try and hold the line at 10-4. Number 44, 37 regularly. Number 44, that's me.
Carson's stealing my jokes in the booth tonight.
I mean, you could have said that, but I will credit you. That was really funny.
I was
upset.
being professional.
I'm upset you did. I mean, part of being on a broadcast is knowing when maybe you can let it go. And my advice to you, we got fireworks in 2 minutes, just over. It's okay to be a little silly, as this one has not been too much fun for Bethesda.
Not quite the fun match you're hoping for. Vibe's still good in the ballpark as Lovely Day by Bill Withers playing over the speakers. Lots of fans still here, excited for the fireworks and celebration regardless of the scoreline here.
1-2. This one grounded over the left side. Johnson, another tough play. His foot was apparently off the bag, or no, throw was late. Diaz aboard with a single. It's a difficult play.
For the Giants.
It is, and once again takes a weird hop for Cal Johnson. Maybe Emilio Gonzalez's foot does come off right as he's making the tag, and runner is safe at first.
So a hit ruled as Diaz is on to start this top of the ninth. It brings up the bat behind him, number 27, Braden Ruiz-Weiss. Been very good out there in center field today. 17th hit of the ball game for Gaithersburg. That is the 19th combined from both teams.
You know, Carson, as a producer by trade, see that ball miss? It's ball one. I'm not quite as used to my silly commentary on the game getting on the air. So I think sometimes I don't know what is allowed to be said, because I'm saying stuff all game when I'm back in the production booth, but nobody else gets to hear it except for my coworkers.
I'm your co-worker. Also your co-commentator tonight. We're both each other's co-commentators. 1-1 turns to 2-1 as that one misses. And the 2-1. Hit down the line and left. It's pretty deep, but it is foul.
We are just approaching fireworks here in the ballpark in just a minute.
This one tattooed over to right, and a diving play! How about that for the freshman? And some celebration with that as fireworks in the ballpark. They will go off. They will just go as we played here tonight.
Well, how often do you get rewarded for a diving fielding play with fireworks going off as you make the out? Cool opportunity for the big train here to get to play with fireworks going off.
Happy Juneteenth, folks, and one of, I think, our only firework night here in Bethesda. That'll bring up the batter. Pinch hitter, for the likes of Gaithersburg. It's going to be Drew Jordan. Gets his first opportunity under the lights, and runner will go. TJ Gramesty, the throw, and can't get him in time. So throw is not made. As that is Gagan, behind the dish right now. Gramesty out of the game after getting banged up. Decided to just give him the night. They were down 10-2 at that point, 10-4. Malvazio trying to hold the line here.
Well, Gramesty made a great diving out there at home plate and kind of came up after it gingerly as that one is fouled back up and over our broadcast booth here. Gramesty has had quite a few nights on and has really kind of gotten beaten up as well, hit by pitch a lot, and, you know, maybe needs a second to breathe here.
1-1. Malvazio trying to get Drew Jordan sawed off up the middle. Get over to the likes of the first baseman Gonzalez. Great play at the bag. And Martin is retired.
Left fielder number 21, Eli Livingston.
So after a great diving play in left, a 1-3 ground out. As Bethesda looking to hold the line. Now the runner at third. Boy, it is such a treat having these fireworks in the park tonight. On the first pitch to Malvazio to the top, or the bottom of the lineup, Eli Livingston. Left fielder is 2 for 3 on the night. I'm really distracted. I think understandably. 1-0. Misses outside.
I mean, it is just such a great ballpark feel to just be in the midst of a game. It's late night, the sun is setting, and you just get the amazing ambiance of fireworks behind you while you're doing a game. It is really just a cool
2-0.
experience.
This one popped up on the infield. Gonna make it out of play towards the Miller Long grandstands and just gets out of play. Ends up near the Catalyst hot dog stands. Not too dark here tonight, but, you know, dark enough to see the fireworks just over the tree line in right field at Shirley Povich. 2-1. You can catch it just on the top right of your screen. 2-2 now.
Seem to be entering the finale of the fireworks here. Lots going off at once. A great show that they put together here for our Juneteenth celebration.
2-2 Malvasio, and he got him looking! And at the top of the ninth, it's a fireworks show on the mound, at the plate, and all things around for Malvasio. Lovely holiday. Happy Juneteenth. We'll be right back in the bottom of the ninth. Big Train get their last 3 chances. The finale here in Bethesda for the fireworks as Emilio Gonzalez steps to the plate. A lovely night. And the fireworks have finally concluded. As I say finally, I wish they hadn't, of course. As, oh no, there's more. How about some more?
Beautiful Bethesda, Maryland. We have a Juneteenth Classic game here at Shirley Povich Field. The Big Train down 6 in the bottom of the ninth. Emilio Gonzalez takes a big swing at the first pitch he sees. Always great to come out and celebrate with the community. A really great, awesome experience today. We had lots of guests with us at the ballpark, and we even had one in the booth tonight with Mitch Thompson, a professional player and coach for the Phillies.
Yeah, it was really cool. Milt was a very fun guy to speak to in the booth. He is the hitting coach of the '08 championship Phillies and was a member of the 1993 Phillies that actually lost the World Series to the Blue Jays. He said he preferred playing in it than winning it. And not too often you get an experience like this. Gonzalez on the 0-2. Sabo Graham, he's got some fireworks himself. Leads the league in saves at 4, 5th appearance. And that one low. Eckerd College last season. He's a kind of a change-up close guy, either a walk or a strikeout. Gonzalez trying to take advantage of his velocity today. 1-2. Graham misses outside. This has been like, I think, the third finale, it feels like.
Yeah, they just keep going, and it is really fun to play a baseball game with fireworks going in the background. I don't know if I would quite feel the same if I was facing full count on the other side, but definitely cool for the broadcast as Emilio Gonzalez does take a big swing at that one. Strikes out.
I don't think Sabo Graham cares much. He's got a firework strapped to his arm, it feels like. The guy throws missiles consistently, and that was another one of them. So that will be the first out of the inning. As Emilio Gonzalez strikes out again. Second time tonight he's walked twice. Keeps an on-base streak going. First pitch, Sabo Graham misses high, and Sabo already seen these big train twice. Has only given up 2 base runners against them, both of them in that first pitchers duel matchup where they won 5-3 on the third matchup of the season for both squads. 1-0 to Graham from Graham is skipped in there, and his catcher Sherrod takes one right in the area Jazz Chisholm did yesterday.
Well, the Giants here looking to close out what would give them the season series win so far against the Big Train. Was split at 1 apiece here as we enter this one, but they have showed that not only do they have some really good pitching in this Giant squad, they can hit the ball as well.
10-4 lead for Gaithersburg. Graham only given up 1 run this season. It was to Bethesda. 2-0. Big wave by Panetta on the 2-0, and he's behind a fastball. Can't catch up. Graham's got some heat. Wow. I mean, this is a fantastic show in right field, and game's been great. Sabo Graham, this one ground ball left side off the bat of Panett. Good fielded by Raul Diaz, and throw is missed. Tag can't get there. He touches the bag first. So Panett on in the bottom of the 9th as the Big Train need to plate 6 runners to keep it going.
Well, some sparks off Panett's bat as well as that one gets over to the third base. A tough throw and a little high there puts Panett on first base, hoping that this will ignite something for the Big Train.
First pitch in there for a strike to Gagan. As fireworks continue, runner will go. Stolen base for Panett. Definitely distracting. That one, another wild pitch, and again, we talk about Sabo Graham being a kind of coin flip guy. He hasn't seen that this season. He's not walked a lot of guys, not towards the top of the league in strikeouts because he doesn't see a lot of bats because he gets to the one thing. Oh my gosh! I mean, what a treat. Gagan. A miss on strike 2, and the ump will call time very briefly. And what a show that was. If another firework gets launched, I don't know what a finale is.
Well, we had several times where we thought, oh, maybe that's the finale. That was definitely the finale, and what a finale it was.
Just kept getting better.
For Ballpark. It just kept getting better and better, and the Big Train, I mean, it's 6 runs. It's the bottom of the 9th. You have 1 out. Obviously, it's a tough situation, but maybe something like fireworks and Panett's over at third base. Maybe you could bring something in this game. Maybe it can spark something.
So 1-2 count now. Gagan fouled one back. He's got himself alive. Replaced Graham Misty earlier, came to the plate earlier and walked. Ground ball left side collected by the shortstop. It will plate a run, as that is the second out. And an RBI, the first of the season for Gagan as he grounds out. So good for the kid.
Well, I think even if you're not able to come all the way back, getting some runs in the bottom of the 9th inning can be important for a team that is playing every single day, and knowing that your end of the game was kind of momentum building and can help, especially as you have a game, a doubleheader tomorrow away to Metro South County Braves.
Bethesda led tonight by Nobles, who gave up 3 earned runs as they're down to their final out. Big wave from Hack on the first fastball. Winning pitcher will go down as Sheehan, who had a very good night, if they do end up obviously getting out of this 2-out situation. Loss unfortunately goes to Nobles. Big Train never got more runs than he gave up. No save for anybody, as that's a big wave on that one. Good outings on the mound from Mirza and Malvazio. Neither of them allow a run. Not so much for Wines, who gives up 7. Arguably, a lot of those unearned. We'll have to see what that totals out to. But down to their final strike. 0-2. And that one misses. So 10-5, our current score.
Well, we appreciate everyone who joined us here tonight for the Juneteenth Classic. It was a great night at the ballpark, and we had a fun broadcast. We appreciate everyone joining us here tonight. We will be back tomorrow, radio broadcast away at the Metro South County Braves.
At 4 and 7. So make sure to tune into that. Got a lot of baseball. Doubleheader. I'm excited. Can you tell? 1-2, and fouled off the head of Stranad. He eats those, I suppose.
Yeah, he didn't even blink as that one came off his face guard there.
And one final reminder, as it's an important story, Big Train wearing the Scotland Eagles jerseys tonight. It's the white you see, honoring the Black Sandlots of Montgomery County here on Juneteenth. Paying tributes to a long-time community, long-time baseball community, as the 1-2 is waved on Sabo Graham, another K. Good night for him. 6th appearance goes down well. Hack, the final score, 10-5. 17 hits to 3. That's the story of this game. Not much to say about that we haven't already. Gaithersburg takes sole control of second place in the North. Big Train fall to 6-7 on the season. Any last thoughts, Zach?
Really appreciate everyone joining us for what was an important game culturally and in the community here. Always a big one for the Big Train here. Unfortunate to not come away with the win, but we have lots of baseball tomorrow to win 2 games there in Metro South County, and we're back again on Father's Day here, Sunday, 5 p.m. kickoff. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.